if, we are a group of 12 jurors, and so far me and the foreman is the two jurors who had to talk the most. I'm Latina. He's black. I wonder, if it was a white juror who had come out, if they will have the same amount of love.
Question mark, an exclamation point. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, an exclamation point with some question marks, question mark with a couple of exclamation points, and then some type of emoji.
What are we talking about here? Gotta read is free. Question mark, emojis. Doesn't matter what you say. Doesn't matter what you think. About to take you up to 39,000 feet. Big Bad Brian, hey, you in the scope. And everybody in the chat, I just want to know one thing. What type of donuts do you like? What type of donuts do you like? Do you like the cinnamon? Do you like the jelly? Do you like the blueberry like James? You know why? Because these other channels
don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Let's go! Drop them shits in the comments. What type of donuts do you like? Natalie, vanilla cream, old fashioned for Tammy. Woo! Love it. I don't like how YT changed our name. Message from the flight deck. Message from the flight deck. YT YouTube is playing games. They're probably updating their systems or whatever. I understand the names are looking weird. People are having issues. But what type of donuts do you like? A donut. We'll always cure that problem. Juror 11. What you say? They were racist? These people on the other side are racist? Go ahead, let them know.
If, we are a group of 12 jurors, and so far me and the foreman is the two jurors who had to talk the most. I'm Latina. He's
Latina.
Black.
He's black?
I wonder, if it was a white juror who had come out, if they will have the same amount of love we are receiving. You guys see it, it's not much about John O'Keefe and Karen Reed anymore.
No, it isn't.
It's become about us. They are attacking our race or
God damn
or ethnicity or level of intelligence based on our skin color.
That's wild style, man. That's funny style. What?
Fantastic. I just wonder if it was a white juror, if it would be the same.
Well, welcome to Massachusetts, girl.
Static Selector.
What type of donuts do you like? Coming in hot tonight. Let's go. Message from the flight deck. Message from the flight deck. Loosen the fuck up. We got my man Brad up in the house, Coach Brad. We're going to talk about Big Bad Brian A. How you feeling out there?
Check this out. Is the place to be, as it is plain to see. He is DJ
Static Selector.
and I am 3, 2, 1.
J.F.K, yo. Like a donut. Becky, how we feeling, girl? I got a question for the world, though. The question on the other side. Trying to read is free. What is wrong with you? What is wrong?
What is wrong?
Woo! Yes. Yeah. Feels so good. Everybody in the world, what is wrong with the world today?
What is wrong?
We got 216 people on board.
Five, four, three, two, one, zero. Yo.
Let's go.
Five,
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, on my stage tonight. I got Coach Brad from Revere Boxing Outreach. Everybody peace signs up in the chat for Coach Brad. He's a little choppy. Coming in a little choppy, Brad. I think we're going to get through it. Let me get a voice check, though. Let me see how you're sounding. Brad's internet's not too well. Goddamn. How am I sounding, people? Am I sounding good? Am I looking good? I'm feeling good? I think I'm looking crispy. I'm looking pretty crispy. Probably could clean this camera, man. Probably haven't did that for a while. I'll be spitting at this shit. Damn, we lost Brad, son. God damn. Damn fine. Oh, shit. Yes, on all accounts. Thank you, Becky G. Damn, man. You man J.F.K tries to put together the best content for you. You know, I try to put the best content together for you. We're having issues with my man B's internet. This StreamYard is very touchy. People think they have good internet, right? I hear it all the time. It happened to me one time. I did the Glera podcast when I first came into this. I don't know if you guys remember that. Same thing. I'm at home. Internet says everything is great. Internet says everything is fine. Internet was beautiful. I go on the Glera's pod. My internet's choppy and trash. Me and Glera probably got about a half hour in. Couldn't really chop it up. That was July of last year. How crazy is that? Same thing. I learned real fast that it doesn't really matter what your computer says or what your internet's reading. StreamYard has its own level of internet service you got to have to run a live stream, or you'll come in choppy. Even at my place of residence, when I do videos, sometimes it comes in choppy, and I got good internet. I got the best internet out here where I'm staying, and it still comes in choppy here and there. Sometimes I got to connect it straight to the router, and sometimes it comes in choppy still. I can't control it because of the towers where I'm at. So that's why I jump in the car and I jump on the hotspot, because I feel sometimes I get a clearer connection this way, and I like to be clear, and I like to move my show fast. If anybody, all my new subscribers, I got a lot of new subscribers. All my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. My name's J.F.K. I'm a creative adult. I'm a child who survived, just like my long gamers. We're all creative adults. We're children who survived. We're into true crime. We're into real life shit on this channel. We talk about it all. We have a fascination with music. And later on tonight, your man JFK is going to take my ladies and my fellas to Bedtime Magic. We're going to play some slow jams. Stick around. Stick around. That's in the next segment. Right now, we're hoping that my man B can catch his connecting flight so we can get into this big bad Brian A drama. He's in the scope. Big bad Brian A. Let's see how we're doing. B.
That's my fault. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's going on? Still a little choppy.
Got to be the.
Yeah, it's the
All
internet.
right. I can see you. Can you hear me, buddy?
I can
Please
hear you.
forgive me.
No, that's fine, brother. That's fine. We go through this. Listen, my long
Very
gamers, they understand this. The long gamers
Very
understand this internet shit. Yeah, you're choppy. You wanna try to take a ride down the block and jump in the whip?
Yeah, you can't hear me now. You're coming in perfect now. I just switched rooms.
Yeah, you're a little. You might have to go off camera. You might have to shut your camera off, and you might get better reception because the camera takes a lot of power away.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. Yeah, see his internet. Goddamn, ladies and gentlemen. Goddamn. I have a weird YT name. Yeah, what is this? Like, so what exactly is going on? Coming in hot Friday at 39,000 feet. D1 1115. My girl Jackie, $25 Venmo sent. Wow, Jackie. Holy shit. Thank you, Jackie. Let's go, long gamers. Donnie B. Yeah, we're working through the kinks right now. You can edit the name, but it may be taken. Your name's the same, no, Natalie. Your name's the same. My name was all messed up. Jen Fox 9904. Yeah, your name's different. What was your name before, Jen? I can tell you the picture's the same. I can recognize you from the picture. What was your name before, though? I'm curious. JFK, it's raining where you are. Oh yeah, the weather's crazy. We got lightning showers, all types of shit going on out here. It's scary out here. The weather out here, man, instant anxiety out here. Jen Fox. Yes. Can't add emojis. My name is different. I'm sorry to hear that, guys. Sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm sorry to hear this. We got one of the jurors speaking, and she's saying things like this. I mean, it's crazy. She feels like she's being racially attacked, which she is. Is
the two jurors who had to talk the most. I'm Latina. He's black.
He's black.
I wonder, if it was a white juror who had come out, if they will have the same amount of
probably not.
Love,
unfortunately,
we are receiving.
Right?
You guys see it. Like, it's not much about John O'Keefe and Karen Reed anymore. It's become about us. They are attacking our race or ethnicity or level of intelligence based on our skin color. Fantastic. And I just wonder if it was a white juror, if it would be the same.
Fantastic.
I'm wondering if
hey, Officer Barrows, are these white people in Massachusetts that hate Karen Reed? Are they good people? Are they good people?
Absolutely not.
God damn. Do you trust any one of these weird white people that think they're superior because they voted for Trump? Disclaimer. Do you trust these fucking people?
Absolutely not.
Damn, Barrows. I totally understand. See what's up with Brad. B. There you are. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I can hear you. But you're a little
choppity, huh?
Yeah, you're choppity. If you stay
I'm
off
really
camera,
sorry,
it
man. I
might.
got to get my weather together, yo.
I told you this. I've been telling you this. StreamYard runs with a different level. You see why I turned my car into a 777 now, son. I got the best internet. I got the best internet in Georgia, and my shit's still choppy. You know? You can't
Shit.
control it. You know what I
Yep.
mean? You can't control people, places, and things, right, B? But if you stay off camera, you know, and we lost him. So B, listen, if you want, jump in the coupe, drive down the street, see, get some 4 bars on your phone and come log in on your phone down the street. You might be able to get some better service. The towers might be better. Come in on the car. StreamYard is funny like that. Yeah, I could have him call in, Norman, but it's not the same going over the stuff I want to go over. I want him to go over some things, some patterns that he's got a lot of good insight on what's going on in this as far as patterns go with personalities and things like that. You know, Norman. Cynthia Lynch, happy Friday, long gamers. Yeah, Cynthia got a weird name now too. It's Cynthia TG 3.3 PT. Wow. Well, tonight's a spooky night. Shanna D. Cruz. I remember Shanna. What up, Shanna? 199. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Whoa, we got a big one coming through, and I would think this is what the F? I could just tell by the picture that's what the duck. I mean, what the uck? We used to be able to change our channel names. What is what you saw in chat? YT changed it. So now we see our handles, so there can no longer be 5 Karen Reeds in chat. You could change your handle in settings if you don't like what it is now. I'm taking that's what the duck. Jackie Vems. Oh, I like it. She switched her name to Jackie Vems. That's right, Jackie Vems. You let them know. You know what I mean? And we ain't playing
Question mark,
games.
an exclamation point. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, an exclamation point with some question marks, question mark with a couple of exclamation points and then some type of emoji. Quotations,
Say what?
a smiley face, question mark, exclamation point. What do you want from me? Question mark, 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 question mark. You're hot.
You're hot. Jackie Vems, we're coming in hot. Jackie Vems, ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
Static Selector.
The whole wide world will watch me as I walk up to my throne. But wait a minute. But wait. I'm still
Yes, wait a minute. Friday night, Karen Reed is free. Wait a minute, Karen Reed is free. She woke up this week, no court dates, no nothing. Question is this probation officer good people or bad people? Wait a minute. Disclaimer. What type of donuts do we like? What type of donuts we get? We getting Kane's donuts. We going out to Beverly getting some Henry donuts. Or you can go to LA, you get the Randy donuts. Whatever the fuck type of donuts do you like, whatever vice you might have, it really doesn't matter. We're taking it up to 39,000 feet. I'm a little hyped up on the ghost energy. Karen Reed is free Friday night. Karen, what's up? You out there? Wait a minute. You gotta wait a minute. The probation officer better be nice and on the up and up. Debbie Blair. What up, Debbie? For sure. Wait a minute. Jackie Vems coming in from Chi-Town, always holding her boy down. What the Duck holding us down with the 5-0 tonight. We got purple chips. If you got love for your boy, you can check me out on Venmo at J.F.K. Show Off. You can check me out on the Cash App, or you can go into the description, see my PayPal, whatever your vice might be. Really doesn't matter. All you got to do is put a like, leave a comment, and hit me up in my email. All my credentials is in my bio. Say what up to your boy. I answer back. Follow you on socials. Let's interact. Let's talk. Let's build. It's all about love. It's all about keeping this thing going. All the long gamers that been here, all the long gamers that joined on the memberships, make sure you grab yourself a membership today behind the scenes. And all my new subscribers, I appreciate y'all. Because what about Scanlan, y'all? You see the video that I dropped with Scandalous Scanlan? Wait a minute. I mean, Scanlan, let's talk about you for a minute, my dude. You know, you try to flip it and say that Yannetti is the one who told you just randomly called Karen Reed on February 2nd of 2022. 2022, all twos. Isn't that some shit? 2 and 2, you come up with four culprits. 1 being Higgins, 2 being Big Bad Brian A, 3 being Colin, and the other one being Chris A, who set this whole shit up. And don't forget, I mean, that 4 spot is a tough spot, right? Because that 4 spot could easily go to the one and only Jen McCabe. But on 2/2/2022, you watched the same shit I watched on the news in Boston. And it just said, woman hit her cop boyfriend, and he died in the snow. It didn't say he had black eyes. It didn't say he had cuts. It didn't say he had bruises. It didn't say none of that. But you went and inboxed Karen Reed and said, Karen, what they're charging you with, that didn't happen. There was a fight. Then you went to Yannetti's office. You took it upon yourself to go to Yannetti's office. You wanted to be an informant. You just wanted to be an informant. You didn't want to say nothing. You wanted to be a rat, but you wanted to be a silent rat, you know. You wanted to watch all the festivities, but you didn't want your name dropped. But your name got dropped somehow or another. It leaked out, and then you reneged. And you said when you talked to Turtle Boy, I dropped the video today, you said that it's looked like it was a fight. It looked like it was a fight. It looked like it was a fight. Well, what did you see? What did you see? Because if you heard it, if someone told you that and said, hey, he had black eyes and he had scrapes on his arm, then you would have said, well, I heard it was a fight. You said it looked like it was a fight. So what did you see? Your wordplay's fucked up, homie. Scandalous, Steve, Scanlan. You're in the scope too. What do you got to say about yourself? Did you know Karen Reed is free, Steve? She didn't need your fucking help after all. What type of donuts do you like, homie? Big Bad Brian A. Hey, did you watch it tonight? This show's dedicated to you. Kevin from South Boston. You know something? Speaking of that, right? Let me read a comment today from that video. Right? There's so many comments on that video, but let me read one. Let me see if I can actually pull it up. Man, there's a lot of comments here. Let me see. Does it say the ones I replied to? There's a comment that's very good here. Man, people are going in on this one. This video is doing a lot of numbers, man. This Scanlan, this video is going crazy on YouTube. There's a comment though that is very, very. I should have screenshotted it. I'm going through the comments now, people. Just excuse me for a second. I'm trying to find it. There's been a lot of comments on this particular video that I posted. Because we're circling back. We're doing the pivot. We're putting them all in the scope. It doesn't matter what you think anymore. If you want to come on the show and you want to talk about how guilty Karen Reed is, long gamers, I know you don't want to hear people talk shit about Karen. I get it. But that's okay. I welcome it now. You know why I welcome it, long gamers? Not because I want to talk bad about Karen or I want to, because I will not, be clear, disclaimer, be clear, I will not tolerate anybody talking bad about Karen. I will not tolerate any name calling when they say narcissist and all that stupid shit, gaslighted and psycho, all that. We will not tolerate that. But what I can tolerate is if people think that she did it, that's fine. We could talk about it. Because then we can open up the conversation of the Scanlans, the big bad Brian A. And at the end of the day, we got the power on our side. Karen Reed is free. That shit don't sting no more. We already been up against you motherfuckers for 3 years. So we know what it's like to sting. We sat outside sweating, wondering if it's going to come back not guilty. We were there waiting for the trucks to take the corner. Whether you were there on the ground or whether you was home watching. We watched every show, every stream. We tuned in. Court TV, Law Tubers, doesn't matter. J.F.K's, Glares, Turtle Boys, Jerks, Melanie Little, whatever show you caught, we watched. We was in tune. We put up with it. So I'm curious to see if you people can really have a legit conversation now and really say, hey, the jury spoke. Now you guys are going to paint a conspiracy? When you say we're conspiracists, we're conspiracy theory, that's what we are. We're the conspirators. We're the ones that are psycho. Isn't that what you said about us? But now you want to say that woman from Brazil, she was on one, and the other juror, the foreman, he was no good? No. He said he wants the feds to come in. That's what he said. He said, I'm not a cop. He said Karen Reed's innocent. He didn't say it was reasonable doubt, people. He said Karen Reed is innocent. They should look into these people. Oh, and then, by the way, ABC, NBC decided to drop a show on Proctor, our boy Proctor. They try to shine him up real good. They thought that gamble was going to work. They said, hey, Proctor, do this video. And if she gets found guilty, we're going to drop it the night she gets found guilty. And you're going to look good. And you're going to talk about why you were upset and what a good cop you were. Problem with that, Proctor, is she got found not guilty. So you look like a complete idiot. Hey, Barrows, is Proctor ever getting his job back?
Absolutely not.
Huh. Barrows, do you feel bad for Proctor?
Absolutely not.
God damn, Proctor. But as that was going on, this is 2 nights in. This is within 72 hours. Excuse me, 48 hours. Within 48 hours, we get a video by the family. You know the family, big bad Brian A., the head of the table, the bloodline, the man. And we get a video saying that this is outrageous. He lost all his power. See, I was talking to someone last night that kind of knows a thing or two about a thing or two, put it that way. And this person told me, I said, how do you feel about that? I can't find the comment, people, but it was a great comment. I'm gonna have to find it and pull it up. No way Karen did it. We know that. We get all that. We get that. That guy doing the interview was scared of BA. I mean, BA's a scary dude. Love that absolutely not clip of Barrows. Yeah. The point being is, this person told me when they seen that clip of Big Bad Brian A, he realized he was in deep shit. All his power was exhausted. All the favors that were called in for him, he was left on his own. And he was crying and bitching. It was anger. The person described it as anger. You out there? That person knows who they are. They said it was anger. They were upset that he's being left alone. Like, how dare you? They could do so much for you, Big Bad Brian A. They did as much as they could to cover this up. The jury spoke. That's what happened. And all the people on the other side, I remember seeing this guy, Johnny D. Johnny D said, the jury looks like they're going to find her guilty. Every time he jumped on Twitter, anytime he had an interview, he said the jury's shaking their head. Hank Brennan hammered this home. He's saying all that. Now, he's saying shit, racist shit. Unbelievable. This guy went on TV and crossed the line. Said straight up racist shit.
There's people marching around. That's right, baby. Yeah, no collision. Try begging to get on, Linda. That's what it was. Begging to get on. I didn't see that. You're so wrong. Notice they never say what, though. What was wrong? That she didn't back up? That she didn't have a broken taillight? That she didn't go 24 miles an hour? Dorothy Quinn, you're so wrong about fill in the blank. Jumped in the pond with her, then swim with her. Don't turn on her.
What?
Like, but I wouldn't, I'm not surprised at that. Right? Total rat boy. They are devil fingers.
He called Turtle Boy a rat. That's what he was saying in that. Like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yes, I did actually. I said that's often a sign of the devil in many foreign.
He said the love sign is a form of the devil in other countries. Bro, you are a cartoon character. You notice that? Is that you, my man? Who is this guy? Hey, you running around? Fucking cartoon character. Real talk. Keep going.
Countries. You think she was drinking? Yeah, Carrie, Ken.
Clown! You are a clown! 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 Clown!
This dude is crazy.
Carrie. She saw death. Wasn't that great when Hank said that? Got that? I left him.
It was great, huh?
At the waterfall. Wasn't that great when Hank said then she hung up and pivoted and then said his daddy got hit by a plow? But it seemed very clear what had happened. And her attorney said this was a tragic accident. But this...
That was at a bail hearing, buddy. Do you know what happens in bail hearings? It's a question of bail. Your Honor, is there a question of bail? Yes, the DA says. The judge says, is there a question of bail? He says to the DA, excuse me. And the DA usually stands right up, adjusts her and his tie, and says, yes, Your Honor, no question. There's a question of bail. Blah, blah, blah. Goes through the facts of the case and asks for a big bail. Do you think Yannetti got time to hear what she's got to say at that time? He just gave her the money. He put down to retain him. He doesn't want to hear anything. His job, you fucking clown. Let's be clear.
Clown.
Fucking clown.
You are a clown. A clown.
He ain't got time. He said it was a tragic accident. He's trying to get her out on bail. And guess what? He got her out on bail. She fought the case from the street. And now it's not guilty.
As far as the Massachusetts State Police investigation, they got the right person. They got the drunk that hit him.
The drunk that hit him. They didn't get the right person.
You are a clown. A clown.
That's where you're wrong. Can you admit that, Johnny? You're going to talk, this woman, Johnny, you have a woman. She probably got brothers, a whole community. That Brazilian jitsu, she's Brazilian. They know all that mixed martial arts. And you were talking shit about them, or her being racist. This is what she had to say.
I'm wondering if, we are a group of 12 jurors, and so far, me and the 4 men is the 2 jurors who had to talk the most. I'm Latina. He's black. I wonder, if it was a white juror who had come out, if they will have the same amount of love we are receiving. You guys see it. It's not much about John O'Keefe and Karen Reed anymore. It's become about us.
That's
they
right.
are attacking our race.
Johnny D. You're attacking her race.
Or ethnicity, or level of intelligence based on our skin color. Fantastic. I just wonder if it was a...
Fantastic. Fantastic, she says. Johnny D, man. Isn't that intimidating a witness? A juror? Isn't that the same thing? You can get in trouble for that, my dude. Why ain't Hank Brennan, the Norfolk County, fucking with you guys? You got the nerve to go on TV. No level of respect whatsoever. None whatsoever.
You wanted to.
And you said some shit like
that.
this.
I think how you say her car touched him in the show in his socks, she's making it up. In my country.
Damn, bro.
White juror, if it would be the same. I'm wondering if, we are a group of 12 jurors, and so far, me and the 4 men is the 2 jurors who had to talk the most. I'm Latina. He's black.
And he's black. And this is what Johnny D got to say.
Socks, there's no evidence of that. I think how you say her car touched him in the show in his socks, she's making it up. In my country, maybe her car.
Johnny D, I can't stand you, bro. You're a fucking goofball. Who do you think you are? Fame is more addicting than anything. Fame is a monster. And it's also fleeting. You know what that means, buddy? You think you're somebody, huh? You've been on Court TV, you've been a Denim Superior. Oh, you're the guy, huh? You ain't shit, my dude. You're a racist piece of trash, my dude. What type of donuts do you like, homie? Get the fuck out of here. Let's go.
touch him. Right now. I never realized Hank Brennan needed a translator for the.
What?
And she's the one from Brazil. I think that he was walking around.
Bro.
5,
Really?
4, 3.
You really put up a picture?
1, 0.
There was things that you saw, that things that you heard, the evidence that could have fit that scenario. So again, that's the whole
disgraceful. Her saying, and she's the one from Brazil. I just think it's disgraceful. Her saying, and she's the one from Brazil.
She's the one from Brazil. So what, buddy? What's that got to do with anything? You piece of shit. I don't like you, man. Look at you, man. Someone needs to, somebody, anybody, anybody needs to confront you, my dude. Have a conversation with you.
I think that he was.
Why are you putting her picture up, my dude? Who the fuck do you think you are, man? Seriously.
That's the sound of the police.
Where's the fucking police when you need them? Isn't that a crime? What else does he know about this woman? If I was her, maybe I would be scared. J.F.K, let's take him to JP and see if he talks smack. You know he ain't doing none of that. J.F.K, yes, he's putting her picture up a step too far. I mean, he's a piece of trash.
Walking around in his socks. There's no evidence.
She was talking about speculation, you clown. Someone asked her a question, man, and she would do speculation just like you do all day long. We all do. Everybody in this has speculation on what could have, should have, would have happened. But one thing we all know for sure, the long gamers, everybody in this community, we all know she didn't do it. And you know that too. Now you want to be racist because you couldn't help it, could you? You couldn't help it. See, racist motherfuckers can't help it. It comes out sooner or later. It's in their blood. It's who they are. It's generational. It's just who he is. He's a racist piece of shit.
Of that. I think how you say,
what's that got to do with anything, buddy? How you say what? What do you look like, pal? You look like a level 3 sex offender, man. That's what you look like. You know what they say, right? Around my part of town, if he looks like a level 3 sex offender, chances are he is a level 3 sex offender.
her car touching in the snow in his socks. She's making it up. In my country.
You got this poor woman putting statements out
I'm wondering
like this.
if, we are a group of 12 jurors, and so far, me and the 4 men is the 2 jurors who had to talk the most. I'm Latina. He's black. I'm wondering, if it was a white juror who had come out, if they will have the same amount of love we are receiving. You guys see it. It's not much about John O'Keefe and Karen Reed anymore. It's become.
She sounds real intelligent to me. She said it's not about Karen Reed and John O'Keefe no more. What is it about, sweetie?
About us. They are attacking our race or ethnicity or level of intelligence based on our skin color.
Hey, Donald Trump.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
The other side. Talk to him, Donald Trump. What you say, DT, homie? What about the other side?
Understand that? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Johnny D.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Johnny D, Plevlin, KP, Scanlan, Big Bad Brian A, Kevin from South Boston, Colin, and the list goes on.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Question mark, an exclamation point. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, an exclamation point with some question marks, question mark with a couple of exclamation points and then some type of emoji. Quotations, it's a smiley face. Question.
table, can you describe where you are and where Mr. Higgins is?
Brian Higgins is the guy on the right with the hooded sweatshirt and the emblem on the back. I have a pointer. Do you want me to use it?
Yeah, I do.
So that's Brian Higgins, and that's me.
Okay, go ahead and play this.
What are you guys doing, bro? What is this, Johnny D? What's that? God damn.
You see what you just did?
What did you do?
Yes.
What did you do when you slapped his right arm?
What did I do?
What did you do? What are you doing?
You know what you did.
It looks like I'm just being silly, fooling around.
Okay. I'm going to ask you for a little bit more physical description. What are you doing? Why are you grabbing him from behind?
I don't really know.
Is that a wrestling hold?
No, I don't think.
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
Is that some sort of control?
I don't really know. Big Bad Brian A, you're a funny dude, man. Hey, Barrows, is Big Bad Brian A tough guy for real?
Absolutely not.
Can he kick your ass, Barrows, in a real fight? Do you think he'll beat you up, Barrows, in a fight?
Absolutely not.
God damn. You know, man, what's going on with you, man? We got to get the fuck out of Massachusetts.
I'm going back to Massachusetts.
I mean, Karen, you woke up in Mass. Get out.
Something's telling me.
No, you don't have to go home. Go up to Maine. Go up there in Maine. Go to Wells Beach. Go hang out on Wells Beach. But make sure you stay in the shallows and look around. Not dusk, not dawn. Them great whites are out there. Gloucester, Wells Beach, the Cape. They're moving and grooving. It's been hot. Don't go back to Massachusetts, girl.
I must go home.
Please, don't go.
And the lights all went down in Massachusetts.
God damn.
The day I left her standing on her own.
Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, it all went down at the waterfall. These guys did John O'Keefe dirty.
There's a place where everybody goes. It's a place not everybody knows yet. All those that could be any place at all. Day or night, it's where it's at. Making friends there in the chat, while J.F.K. and James reenact the waterfall. And when this journey's finally at its end, we can say that all of us are friends. We stood proud and all of us stood tall, while those around us said you're wrong. We stood our ground, stayed Boston strong, thanks to J.F.K. and James' reenactment of the waterfall. There's a place where everybody goes. It's a place not everybody knows yet. All those there could be any place at all. Day or night, it's where it's at. Making friends there in the chat, while J.F.K. and James reenact the waterfall. And when this journey's finally at its end, we can say that all of us are friends. We stood proud and all of us stood tall, while those around us said you wrong. We stood our ground, stayed Boston strong, thanks to J.F.K. and James' reenactment of the waterfall.
high.
Jackie
What is your
Vems.
question?
In other words, it looks like he's practicing some sort of fighting technique.
Practicing? That's not how I see that.
That's how we see it.
I just describe it as him fooling around. We're in the bar together. We're good friends, and we're just being silly and fooling. That's all.
You're not good friends no
a
more,
number
buddy.
of people in that bar. You would agree with that?
Yes.
You see anybody else in that video at any time getting physical with one another?
Objection.
How much of this video have you actually watched?
Not much.
Okay, then let me ask a different question. From your memory of that night, who are the only two people in the bar that seem to be getting physical with one another?
Objection. Sure. The only person I remember being physical with was fooling around with Brian.
Yes.
Okay, but just a little bit longer. Almost finished.
What are you guys doing? You're hugging each other. Look at this. Now, this is where it all goes down right here. Look at this. Face to face. Ladies and gentlemen, you see John O'Keefe right there. You see his face. You see Higgins. You see Big Bad Brian A. Right there is where the words are exchanged. Keep in mind, at 11:46, right? 11:32 is the text. 11:46, John O'Keefe gave Karen Reed a kiss on the forehead. This is 11:55. This is within 10 minutes. Now they're looking at each other. Face to face. Whatever's said right here was like, oh, he's being a smart guy. This is when they had all eyes on John O'Keefe. And that's when it was Operation Do John Dirty. Trust and believe.
Did you see the rest of that video?
Yes.
No question that you two are being friendly with one another, correct?
Yes.
You would agree with that.
Yes.
But there's also no question that of all the people in that bar, the only two people that appear to be imitating fighting are you and Mr. Higgins, correct?
In that video, yes.
And is there another video?
Well, no, I just don't know what everybody else was doing in the bar.
Oh, you don't?
Everybody else, Julie Albert or
I don't remember.
Nicole getting into a scrap with someone?
No.
That's just you two, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Albert, this is minutes before everybody headed to your house at 34 Fairview.
That's right.
Yes.
Including John O'Keefe.
Yes.
Going back to the morning of January 29th.
Jackie Vems, thank you,
everyone
girl.
left your location. This is
Jackie
after
Vems.
You had already arrived.
Thank you so much.
Years, people started leaving. Everybody was gone from your location at about 1:45 a.m., maybe a little thereafter.
That seems right.
Caitlin being the last person to leave.
I believe so, yes.
Keep in mind, he's a professional witness, this guy. He's been on the stand his whole life, putting people away.
What did you do to get ready for bed, to settle in?
I went upstairs and just lied in bed. The TV was on. I was just kind of watching TV.
You have a nightstand?
I do.
Is it on your side of the bed or Nicole's, or you have one on each?
We may have had one on each in that house.
Put your phone on your nightstand?
No.
Where'd you put your phone?
The phone was in bed with me.
So your testimony is that you get in bed after being on a road trip all day long.
All day long.
Then at restaurants, and at bars.
Yep.
Then at a get-together at your house.
At your house.
And when you go to bed,
what's up, Sarah?
You don't charge your phone?
How do you know? That's
No.
ridiculous.
I had the phone in the bed with me.
Why would you have the phone in bed?
We have 5 kids. And, if somebody was trying to call or if I needed to reach them, it's just kind of a habit I do. I put my reading glasses and my phone in bed with me.
And you don't charge it?
Sometimes I charge it, but not as a routine, no.
No.
So you're worried about having your kids out. You might need to get a hold of Dad.
What up, one dessert?
So you make sure that your phone is nice and close.
Desert.
But it
What
can
up?
just run out of batteries.
Well, if it's dying, then I'll put it in the charger. But if not, I just
Becky.
leave it on the bed.
Well, what about that night?
That night, the
man.
phone was on the bed.
LG.
How do you know?
Well, I remember the phone being on the bed.
You remember the phone being on the bed?
Recollection from 2.5 years ago about the state of the battery charge on your phone, such that you know it was in your bed that night.
No, I just know as a routine, I keep my phone on the bed with me.
That's not what you just said. You just said it depends on whether or not the battery needs to be charged, whether or not you charge it.
My answer is that sometimes I, of course, charge my battery, but I sleep with the phone in my bed.
Every single night?
Yes, mostly every night.
I thought you just said 4 questions ago, it depends on whether or not the phone needs to be charged. Sometimes you keep it in the bed, sometimes you put it on the charger.
If the phone needs to be charged, I charge it, but I sleep in bed with my phone.
Mr. Albert, did your phone need to be charged that night?
I don't remember if it did, but I slept in bed with the phone.
Big bad Brian, hey, you in trouble, buddy.
Correct?
Yes.
You've been out at bars that night, correct?
Yep.
Mhm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
You weren't charging your phone. We saw the video. You weren't charging your phone at the bar.
Right.
Nope.
So when you got home, clearly put your phone on a charger, didn't you?
But I did not.
So if your kids needed to get a hold of you, why would the phone being in your bed be an assistance to you instead of just on the charger at the nightstand?
That's just what I've always done. I just keep it in my bed. My wife does the same thing.
So now you've got 2 phones in the bed.
Yes.
Okay. And your glasses.
Yes.
Right between the 2 of you.
Yes.
2 phones and the glasses between both of you.
Your phone have a ringer on it?
It does.
Ever thought about maybe turning the ringer on just in case the kids need to get a hold of you?
Sometimes it's on vibrate. Sometimes it's on ring. It depends.
Yeah, depends on you. You just put it on ringer. Wouldn't that make more sense to go to bed and put it on ringer?
Objection.
Can you answer that?
All I can answer is that I sleep with my phone in my bed. That's just what I do.
Yeah, that's what you do.
And you know what I'm about to ask you.
Yep.
This is why you're saying you sleep with the phone in the bed, correct?
All
I
right,
s-
so that's sustained, that's stricken. Poor Mr. Jackson.
All right.
Here we go.
What else is in the bed with you? Your keys, your wallet, any other pocket items?
No.
Just the phone and your glasses.
Yes.
And Nicole's phone,
Yes.
right between the 2 of you.
Usually, yes.
What about that night?
Yes.
Oh.
So did you make any phone calls after you went to bed between the hours of 1:45 a.m. and 6:30
Yeah,
a.m.?
what you been waiting for, buddy?
Yes.
You did.
Who did you call?
I inadvertently called Brian Higgins.
God damn, bro.
What time?
I don't recall the exact.
You're looking at the killer, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking at the person, one of the people, for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a new subscriber, if you on the other side or you still might think that Karen did this, you're not sure, and you tuned into J.F.K. tonight just to see what's going on, just to check it out, and you're just here browsing, take a look at this man right here. This guy, you're looking at a stone cold killer. You're looking at a guy who's been on the stand. No embellishment necessary when I say he's been on the stand probably about 500 times in his long career being a policeman. He knows what to say. He knows what the question is. Yes, no. He knows how to word it. He knows how to do this. Right here, he put the phone in between the bed, in between him and his wife in the bed. That's why Alan Jackson said, you know exactly what I'm going to say. And then, of course, Bev says, don't say that. But he knew, because he knew where Alan Jackson was going, because he's a professional. You're looking, ladies and gentlemen, long gamers, newcomers, new to the game, new to the channel, new to the innocence of Karen Reed. You are looking at a killer, ladies and gentlemen. He goes by the name of Big Bad Brian A.
Back time. After 2.
2:22 and 35 seconds. Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Did you speak to Brian Higgins at any point between 1:45 a.m. 6:30 a.m. that night?
No.
You say you inadvertently called him at 2:22 in the morning.
You ready for this?
Yes.
How did you inadvertently call him?
Well, I don't know because it was inadvertent.
Wow. I don't know because it was inadvertent. Now, if you were not guilty of this crime and you had nothing to do with this, you would bite back at him. You would go back at Alan Jackson and say, listen, I know what you're trying to say. I'm a decorated dude. I've been a police officer for years. I'm a sergeant, blah, blah, blah. Back off. You let the jury know right off the bat, right from the rip, right from the start, that whatever this lawyer is trying to pull and name me as a culprit is dead fucking wrong. You would have none of it. Any innocent person, whether police officer or an innocent citizen sitting on that stand, would not try to manipulate and then throw little jabs back. Like, well, I don't know because it was inadvertent. He's letting disclaimer, Alan Jackson know that he's got the one up on him and you can't break me.
So I have to explain that.
Well, it's kind of like a butt dial.
Kind of like a butt dial. All right. How long have you used an iPhone?
A long time.
A long time.
As a matter of fact, you've been asked this question before, haven't you?
Yes.
Hence my question. You knew what I was going to ask you.
Objection, Your Honor.
I'll withdraw it. You indicated previously at a different hearing in June of 2023 that you were, quote, hanging out with your wife and you must have butt dialed Mr. Higgins, correct?
Yes.
At 2:22 and 35 seconds on January 29th, 2022, correct?
Yes.
You were asked how that could have happened, much like I just asked how that could have happened, right?
Yes.
And in that hearing, you said, quote, I'm not totally sure. Similar to what you just said here.
Yes.
And here you added that it could have been a butt dial.
Yes.
You were then called back to that same hearing, but at a different date, an ongoing hearing, right?
Yes.
That was in July of 2023, correct?
Yes.
You then changed your testimony and said, and I don't mean to be indelicate, but your testimony was then that you were in an intimate situation, I'll put it that way, with Nicole at the time. And that's how you butt dialed Brian Higgins, correct?
I don't believe I said that's how I butt dialed Brian Higgins.
That's the time.
Please don't go, Nicole. I was up there listening to my New Kids on the Block tape. Me and Nicole, she knows that I'm cool with Donnie because I was on. Isn't that right, Big Bad Brian A? He was on Boston's Finest, and you know Donnie. Step by step. Please don't go, Nicole. Roll over to the side. Let me see that thing. Let me just look at it, girl. Watch out for my phone and my glasses. Come in, Nicole. Let me get that. You ruined my whole world. Tell me you'll stay, Nicole. I love you. I love you. Tell him. I love you, Nicole. I love you.
I think I said there was a time frame that was close.
Okay.
So I didn't say that, no.
What you said was you were in an intimate situation with Nicole at the time that the butt dial occurred, correct?
I'm not sure if you have something you can read me or show me. Sure.
Some sort of sexual or intimate situation, and that's what caused you to butt dial the phone at that time at 2:22 a.m.
Objection.
I'd like to show you an exhibit briefly.
You were fucking Nicole, buddy?
Oh, sorry.
This shit is crazy, son.
Yes.
This shit is fucking crazy.
May I approach briefly? Yes. I'm not gonna mark this. Just Sir, I just want to find out if this refreshes your recollection. Look at lines 11 through 13. And then let me know when you're prepared.
Yes.
May I approach?
Yes.
Does that refresh your recollection that you indicated at the other hearing that?
Just the first part of that first. Does that refresh your recollection?
It does.
Now you
Thank you, Your Honor. Isn't it true that at the other hearing, you indicated that at or around the 2:22 time frame, you and your wife were in bed together in an intimate situation?
Yes, around that time, I think it reads.
God damn, Big Bad Brian A, you were smashing Nicole. Does it still feel the same after all these years? Nicole, I love you, girl. Please don't go. Watch out for my glasses. Move your phone. I love you, Nicole. How many you'll say, Nicole? Ladies and gentlemen, this guy said to the Federal Bureau of Investigations his reason for the butt dial that he was in an intimate situation with his wife at 2:22 after a long day coming home from New York, drinking all day. Him and his wife, he had the energy. This man right here had the energy to put it on Nicole. Now keep in mind, he didn't tell the FBI that he was listening to Donnie, Joey, Jordan. He didn't say that. You didn't tell him about the New Kids on the Block tape. Big Bad Brian A. You're a slick dude, Big Bad Brian A. You're coming undone. It's all coming undone.
May I approach briefly, Your Honor?
Yes.
Well, with the court's permission, let me ask a couple of questions. Do you recall every call that you made between, say, 1:45 a.m. and the next couple of days? You remember every single one of those calls?
No.
Do you think it would refresh your recollection to look at a log of those calls during that time frame, if we're going to discuss those?
Yes.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Tick tock, tock, tick tock, tick. Tick tock, tock, tick tock, tick.
I may not even get there. I'll show it to you.
Can't believe this guy. You can't believe him.
May I, Your Honor?
Yes.
That's 2 pages worth of documents. If it refreshes your recollection as we walk through this with the court's permission, let me know if you need to refer to that.
Right. I'm not going to be able to read it right now. I'll do it as you ask.
Correct. Yeah. You don't need to read it right now. Just wanted to have it in front of you. By the way, you've seen these records before, correct? At the other hearing proceeding?
I've seen some records before, yes. I don't know if these exact records are not.
All right, and you've acknowledged that at least the first page, these are your phone records for the number ending 0888, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And these are call records from January 29th
Yes.
at 2:22 and 35 seconds in the morning, correct?
Yes.
Whose number ends in 5421?
According to this, it's Brian Higgins.
The call at 2:22 and 35 seconds appears to be 1 second in length. And that's from you to him, correct?
It says 1 second. I don't.
That would be the call, the initial call from you to him, the one that you claim is a butt dial. Is that right?
Yes.
Did that call roll to voicemail? And then you immediately hung up?
This is where you get caught up,
No,
buddy.
I don't recall if it. I don't know.
So according to you, it was a butt dial that went to his phone that somehow lasted 1 second.
Right.
Okay.
Hey man, what's up, guys?
Then there's
Kevin
a
from
second
Salt
call. If
Boston.
you look at the second line down, there's a second call at 2:22 and 52 seconds, 17 seconds later, correct?
Yes.
That call is actually from Brian Higgins to you, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
And that call doesn't last 1 second. That call lasts 22 seconds, correct?
Yes.
Obviously, you know how long 22 seconds is.
What's up, Kevin from
What's
South?
that?
What's
You know
happening?
how long 22 seconds lasts?
Listen, I appreciate the
Yes.
things that you two do, you and James, right?
So
let me-
according to your phone records, you placed a call to him, and then 17 seconds later, he returned a call to you that lasted 22 seconds. Correct?
That's what the records reflect. Yes.
When you woke up in the morning, you obviously checked your phone. Did you not?
I don't know if I did.
Are
Really?
you telling this jury that the call that came into your phone was a missed call, or did you answer it?
You answered it.
I did not answer it.
So it would have been a missed call.
It was a missed
I
call.
just know I didn't answer the call.
So it would have been a missed call.
Well, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know that to be a fact. I just know I didn't answer
Really?
the phone call. I missed the call. Yes.
That's what I mean.
Right.
You missed the call.
Right.
It did something on your phone and you just didn't answer it. What do you?
Right.
And again, you're using an iPhone.
Yes.
If you dialed Brian Higgins and called you back and you didn't answer, you would have a very bright red missed call in your call log, correct?
Yep.
Objection.
Do you know that?
I don't know that.
You don't know
You
that?
missed a call on your iPhone before?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you go to your call logs, it says missed call in red, correct? If your wife calls you, your kids call you.
I don't think I've ever noticed that it's in red. And
Why are you acting
no,
like
I
you
don't
ain't
know
a
that
cop,
to be
bro?
true.
Like you don't
You're
know.
certainly alerted to the fact that it's a missed call, that you missed a call, correct?
Yes.
If I were to go back and look at my incoming calls, it would probably say missed call. Yes.
Yeah, it
And
would.
of course, if we asked you to show us your phone and show that that was a missed call, you
We
couldn't
could.
do that because you've gotten rid of that phone.
Oh yeah.
Objection.
Why?
Did you tell anyone in law enforcement that next day that oddly Brian Higgins was calling you at 2:22 a.m. and you missed a call?
No, I wasn't aware of that call.
If a call went to voicemail on your phone, you would get that voicemail, correct? You'd get notice of it.
If I checked my voicemails and there was a voicemail, I would get it. Yes.
That's my question. Did you get a voicemail from Brian Higgins?
No.
Which means he didn't leave a voicemail,
Right.
which would suggest that you answered the call, correct?
Objection.
You caught up right here, Big Bad Brian A. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to the channel, and if you're new and you haven't made your mind up to subscribe, go hit that subscribe button right now. But if you're new to the channel and you subscribed in the last 72 hours, last week or so, you're looking at Big Bad Brian A., known as Brian Albert. This guy right here, you're looking at the killer, one of the killers who did John O'Keefe dirty. If you're on the fence, about Karen Reed, you don't know if she did it, and you're still wondering, have no fear. You're 39,000 feet with J.F.K., and you're now watching Brian A. He gets caught up right here. He says he doesn't know anything about a voicemail. He doesn't know that to be a fact. If someone butt dialed him, then there would be a voicemail. And he goes, I don't know that to be a fact. And he gets caught up right here, and he fucks himself right here. Now, if you add this with the new, and we're going to get into it, with the new video that he just dropped after Karen Reed is free, ladies and gentlemen, just take a look. And if you're on the fence, this should tell you enough.
Let's talk for a second about this butt dial. You went to bed and you closed and your phone was you closed and locked your phone, correct?
Yes.
I don't want you to tell me what the passcode is, Mr. Albert. That's important. I want to make sure you understand. I'm not
face
asking you to tell
recognition
me
too.
what the passcode is, but at the time, was your passcode a 4-digit or 6-digit passcode?
4, I believe.
And that locks the phone when it's not in use, correct?
The phone will lock after it's not used for a while. I don't know the exact timing of it.
You're exactly right, Mr. Albert. I said it backwards. The
Right.
phone automatically locks. You have to use the 4-digit passcode to unlock it, correct?
Well, no, I also have voice, face recognition too, so it can open that way without any passcode.
We'll get to that in a second. The phone locks when it's not in use, correct?
Yes.
And then to make a call, once you open the phone, either through facial recognition or through the passcode, then you have to tap on the phone app in order to open up the phone app, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Once you open up that phone app, there are only 3 ways that you can initiate a phone call. Favorites, recents, and contacts, correct?
I don't know that.
Really?
If you tap on a contact, that opens up the contact page or the contact app, right? You know that.
Yes.
That's where all your contacts are.
Yes.
They're alphabetized.
Yes.
You have to either scroll through or do a search and type in the name of the person you're looking for.
Right.
You didn't do that, did you?
No.
If you tap favorites, if you have favorites listed, there's a list of favorites. You have to scroll through and tap the one that you want to call, correct?
I think so. Yes. I'm not totally aware of that, but
And if you tap on recents, those are the recent calls that you've had, you've either received or made. And of course, you have to tap on the contact in the recents list that you want to call, right?
yes.
And then, of course, you would have to tap again to end whatever call you initiated,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
I mean, you don't just say goodbye. You got to say goodbye and hang up. You got to tap it to hang it up.
Right.
Right.
So would you agree, from a closed and locked phone, there is no physical mechanism by which a person can hit one button and make a phone call?
Objection.
Are you?
Hey, Barrows. Barrows, you out there? Barrows, let me ask you a question, brother. Do you believe anything this dude's saying on the stand right now? Anything? You're a police officer. Do you believe this police officer?
Absolutely not.
Is there any truth to anything this dude's saying?
Absolutely not.
God damn.
Are you saying that from your closed and locked phone, you inadvertently tapped your phone one time and that initiated a butt dial to Brian Higgins?
Objection.
Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Tell me what you're saying.
I-
How did you butt dial Brian Higgins?
I don't know.
6:42 in the morning?
I don't know that the phone was locked. I could have been looking through my phone. I butt dial people often and make inadvertent calls.
What?
I could have hit a last call from him by accident, thus calling his.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, he just said, be clear. Be clear, ladies and gentlemen. I need you to be real clear on this. If you're a new subscriber or you've been here rocking with your boy J.F.K, we take it up to 39,000 feet. But if you're a new subscriber or you're not a subscriber and you're just watching me, hi. If your name is Kevin from South Boston and you're watching me, holler at me, my dude. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Let me know what's on your mind, my dude. Because these dudes are turning on you, man. It's time to turn this shit around. Karen is free, but it's looking like you're in deep shit, my dude. But anyway, Big Bad Brian A. You're in the scope, my dude. This is the pivot. You come to the J.F.K. show, we do the pivot. We're going to take things from the right now, from behind, in the moment. We're going to sprinkle it all around. We got the donuts. We're making donuts over here. What type of donuts do you like? This man just said, I inadvertently call people all the time. Innocent people do not say shit like that. Innocent people do not say shit like that. Only a person trying to fool, manipulate, move things around, get creative, become a contrarian. Because we don't believe that. You would have to be a contrarian. You know what you do to contrarians? You fact check them. You fact check the contrarian and you say, we don't fucking believe you. You know what, Big Bad Brian A? You and your crew.
What the fuck they're doing? Do you understand that?
What?
They don't
You
know
and your
what the
crew.
fuck-
I don't know what the fuck you're doing. It's like your cartoon characters. I really can't believe it. I really can't believe it. You got to fact check the contrarian. If they say the sky is red, you just hit them with the facts and say it's blue. We don't believe you, Big Bad Brian A.
Static selector.
You did John dirty. What type of donuts do you like? Slow it down for the ladies. All my ladies out there. All my fellas out there too. You know, I just want to see the ladies smile. It's bedtime magic with J.F.K. All my ladies, put your ones up real quick. If you rocking with me, ladies, fellas, you can throw your ones up too. It's okay. Just want to see you smile, ladies. Can I rock with you one time? In the chat, there's nobody that does it like you, girl. There's nobody that does it like all my independent. What type of donuts do you like, ladies? I want to know. Kevin us up in the building. I want to know what type of donuts do you like. Let's go. I go by the name of J.F.K.
Kev.
Cruising into hour 2. My man Kev came through. 6th man of the year. Already know. Big Bad Brian A. You were making love to your wife and we had bedtime magic with J.F.K. And we weren't fucking around. You seen the donut on the bed? You seen it? You seen that piece of tail like Big Bad Brian A? What the fuck you talking about? Kev, how we feeling?
Man, we're feeling good.
Feeling good. Another day, Friday night.
Yep.
You know how we do it. E-Pags, what up, girl? So we got into the Brian A testimony. I'll get into a little bit more of that, where he actually, he's such a piece of crap, this guy, and he gets caught up in the butt dial.
Yeah, I was just watching that. I was on my way home and I seen that.
Yeah, check it out. Let's go into some of this.
His phone.
So you were actually awake and on your phone at the time?
I was awake and I could have been looking at my phone.
So Mr. Albert, how'd you miss the call 17 seconds later?
Well, my wife was in the room with me and we were hanging out.
Jackie
and
Bems.
I never got the second call from him. So I'm not sure what time he called. I'm not sure what I was doing at that second, but I don't know.
You don't know?
It didn't go to voicemail.
Well, I didn't get a voicemail from him. No.
So it didn't go to voicemail.
Well, I don't know that don't know that it didn't go to voicemail. I just know that I didn't receive a voicemail from him.
This is when he gets caught up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, I go by the name of J.F.K. Kev's here, 6th man of the year, one of my co-hosts on this channel. You're looking at a man, a detective. Why don't you describe him a little bit, Kev?
Well, he claims to be a decorated dude. You know, he spent maybe the past 25 to almost 30 years as a Boston police officer. And, he's retired now, since this past, the 23rd? 23. 2023, he retired.
Right.
You know, right in the middle of all this shit. But,
yes, sir.
He claims to be a, pretty good with his hands.
Yes, he does.
If you ask me, he's a fucking clown for fucking keeping all this shit under wraps.
Right.
But from how, my kind of perspective on what I know about Big Bad Brian A and what I've seen the past year going through trial 1 and now, not seeing him this year in trial 2,
right.
Just makes me believe that, he's a manipulator.
There he is.
And some shit went down at his house.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know whether he's either trying to cover up for himself for one of his good buddies.
One of his great
maybe
buddies.
Maybe trying to, how do we say this? Preserve the last name by, protecting a family member.
Mm-hmm.
And to his little vicious circle, I mean, I think he kind of puts the fear into all of them.
He does. This is where he gets caught up, though. Take a listen.
So if you, okay.
I mean, we're all guessing here, but I mean, he could have called voicemail.
We're not all guessing.
Well, you are, because you don't know if he left a voicemail or didn't, or at least got voicemail and then hung up the phone.
I think one of us is trying to guess.
Objection, Your Honor.
System. You know what? I want to see Councilor sidebar for just a second.
Well, see, what you got to understand is, Big Bad Brian A., your boy Higgins is saying when he called you, it was a butt dial too, which means is he had no control over his phone, so it would have been a voicemail. So you're saying that, well, if he did it by mistake and he caught it, well, he didn't catch it because his testimony is his shit was a butt dial too. How you like them apples, buddy? How crazy is that?
Right.
Look at this guy. Does that look like
that was fucking what the fuck? He knows he just got caught up in his fucking wordplay.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in now, and you might not really have a clear-cut answer if Karen Reed is innocent or not, you're looking at one of the killers, if not the killer.
That your phone was open and unlocked at 2 a.m.
I'm saying it could have been.
Are you saying that it was?
I don't know.
Mr. Albert, you were the only person that was there with your phone. Was the phone unlocked, and did you make a call?
Objection.
Can you answer that?
Sure, I don't know.
And 17 seconds later, again, presuming you're the only person there with the phone, did you answer that call?
I did not.
You would agree that in order to answer a call, you can't just look at your phone to answer it. It has to be swiped physically, correct?
I think you can hit, I think it comes up green or red for the phone call, whether it's.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know I keep saying it. If you're watching right now and you don't have a clear-cut answer, if Karen Reed got away with this crime or she didn't do this crime and you're still on the fence, you could be. There's 500 people, I'm sure. There's some people in here. That's okay. You are looking at the killer. This guy is a detective from the Fugitive Task Force, a sergeant in the Boston Police. He's playing a Shih Tzu. He's a pit bull. He chases you down and he lockjaws your ass. Pulls you to the ground, he bumps you, knocks you down, blow out your MCL. That's what he does. He's not a Shih Tzu. He's acting like a Shih Tzu. He's pissing on his paws. He's weeping.
On his paws.
He's got to kennel the fuck up. Get in the kennel, Big Bad Brian A, because that's what he's acting like. He's really a mean, cruel, ruthless individual. Trust us. How do we know? We heard things. This guy is on the stand trying to paint a picture a year ago, acting like he doesn't know anything. A man that is innocent would not get into this back and forth with anybody. He's a professional. He's saying, I think you can hit the red button or the green button. You don't think he knows how an iPhone works? You don't think he knows how this goes down? These guys are schooled on that, these detectives, these sergeants. They're getting all the technology before everybody. And believe me, they school these old dudes. Listen, this is how you work it. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. You don't have to say catching people. They're catching people on Facebooks, Instagrams, all on data. That's how they do their police work now. Dudes are getting indicted over fucking Facebooks.
And don't forget the fact that he's he's got some some trials and courtroom, appearances under his belt. He's done over 100 courthouse appearances, just throughout the years of his career. Never mind the other thing too about, this fucking decorated dude got on fucking, what was it, Boston's Finest or something like that. So,
Yep.
You gotta put into some perception there, to understand that he's okay with a camera on him. When you're doing filming or any kind of reality shit, you got a camera crew running around you. He ain't gonna be fucking turning 3 shades of red up there on the fucking, with a little stage fright. He's okay with it. He knows how to control.
Say that shit again, bro. Please.
Brian Albert, he did a few years with the Boston Finest. He's been on camera.
What was that exactly?
That was a reality TV show. All right. Live action, following these dudes around. He's okay with a camera crew running around, following him. He can control his emotions. He can control his facial, his smirks. He's got a couple years under his belt. So he ain't going to turn 3 shades of red and have any kind of stage fright when he knows he's on national television. You gotta remember that shit. He's okay with, going out there and putting on a show.
What type of donuts do you like, Big Bad Brian A? Jackie Bems. Jackie Bems. Jackie Bems. How y'all feel? Jackie Bems, what up? Yeah.
What up? Oh yeah. All right. Check this out. Is the place to be, as it is plain to see. He is DJ Static Selector, and I am 3, 2.
Jackie, what up, girl? How we doing out there? Yo, don't see your light. Mama J's. Help me down. Selector. Ray G. Jen Fox. Dana. Anybody that hit me in the Venmo. Becky. Thank you so much. Woo. Damn, Big Bad Brian A. Hey, do you believe a word that Big Bad Brian A says, Barrows?
Absolutely not.
Oh man. Shit is real out here, man. You're right. He don't care about the we lost our boy. Hope he jumps back on. We're losing people left and right. People that are coming in right now, you seen the header. I had Coach Brad up here earlier. Obviously, his internet was crashed out. I tried to talk to him. I tried to hit him up. He kind of ghosted me. He hit me with the ghost energy. I think he drank so much ghost energy, he just ghosted me. He didn't give me an answer one way or another if he was going to try to catch the internet down the street in his vehicle, if he was going to come back up. He just ghost energy, disappeared. I just text him. Maybe he fell asleep. I don't know. But yeah. So we're going to have Coach Brad up here. We're going to have to take a rain check, get him back up here and go over some stuff. But I went on with the show and we had some fun. We still here and we're still rocking out with all you guys, listening to the beats, and I appreciate it. But yeah, Big Bad Brian A, he's got a lot of nerve. And he actually, and like I said, there's a lot of new subscribers, so I keep circling back to that. I keep circling back to the new subscribers because if you're just watching right now and you're on the fence of Karen Reed, and that's okay. I'm fine with that because Karen Reed is free. And it really doesn't make a difference what anybody thinks nowadays because Karen is free and the jury spoke. Now, we know what really happened. And I would like to talk to the people who are on the fence. And that's why we got them in the scope and we're doing the pivot and we're talking about these guys because the pivot is now justice for John O'Keefe. The killers are still on the street. This guy, I know it was a year ago, but after what we've been through this trial, after we've seen these people get up on video and say the things they said in 2025 and putting it all together, it's crazy. And if you're on the fence, can you see what I see? People in the chat, do you see what I see? Am I not seeing correctly? Do I need glasses?
Down at every turn. And yesterday was the final letdown. And that's why we're here.
We were just witnesses. This is a thing that
we had nothing to do with.
We hadn't came and told the truth, and that's it. This is a guy that was murdered, and it's atrocious.
Is that the same guy's testimony we just seen? Huh?
Yesterday is the final lesson, and that's why we're here.
We were just witnesses. This is a thing that
we had nothing to do with.
We hadn't came and told the truth, and that's it. This is a guy that was murdered, and it's atrocious for that family.
They dehumanized us.
This case has been called a murder at some point.
And anyone who's friends with us support cop killer.
Sad for John's family and what happened yesterday, and I feel like they didn't get justice for him, and our lives just changed forever.
We took what we thought was the high road.
Right.
Let the court do its job.
It would take 30 to 50 people. You'd have to have multiple cops on 2 different police departments. And silly this is. And great question. I don't understand how people bought this.
I immediately thought something had happened to one of her children or one of my children, because why else is she in my bedroom? It's 6:30 in the morning right now.
And I think John's dead out front. I said, what the are you talking about, Jen? And I'm like, who? I didn't know.
You still didn't piece it
I
together.
didn't understand what she was talking about, because why would John be out front of my house?
Go outside and investigate or take a look.
Why would John be out in front of your house? Because you invited him there, buddy. We seen you talking to him at the bar. Like what's going on? Like this is your reaction to the verdict. If you guys had nothing to do with this, you would say things like what Yannetti said, right? Have you ever heard Yannetti when he speaks, what he says? Yannetti says stuff like,
"That is outrageous. We are outraged. We are outraged. That is outrageous."
That's what you would say. You wouldn't be trying to defend yourself. You know, we heard Karen, what she said.
The second thing I want to say, and the second thing I want to say, and the second thing I want to say is no one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have and my team.
I mean, you're a free woman now. You're not bound by anything.
Oh, no. As long as Michael Morrissey's in power, no.
You gotta give it up. You gotta give it up. Sorry.
The suggestion that's
That is known as Turtle Boy. That gentleman.
That's the Turtle Boy guy, right? The guy that was blogging about the whole thing. He's become this whole thing is quite a scene. These people showing up every day. Stand by with us.
Welcome to the JFK live stream. James Jackson, Kevy Kev 781, Karen Reed is free. Justice for John O'Keefe. The real killers are still on the street. Let's take it up to 39,000 feet. Disclaimer. Subscribe. Hit them like buttons. Long gamers. Let's go.
Fuckery Donuts is now open.
And the second thing I want to say, and the second thing I want to say, and the second thing I want to say.
We're going to take an intermission for the ladies. Bedtime Magic with J.F.K. You ever wonder why we don't make love no more, girl?
Exclamation point. Question mark. Question mark. Question mark. Question mark. An exclamation point with some question marks. Question mark with a couple of exclamation points and then some type of emoji.
Hey, Barrows. Do you listen to Bedtime Magic with JFK? Do you?
Absolutely not.
God damn, Barrows, why not? You don't like this shit? You like JFK, right? You fuck with him, you fuck with the show though? You ain't talking shit though, right? You're on my side though, right, Barrows? Me and you were cool? Right? What?
Absolutely not.
Damn, Barrows! God damn. God damn, man. Oh, man.
How y'all feel
You ever ask yourself this question? What is wrong with the world today?
What is wrong?
Woo! It's free. I'm your pilot, J.F.K. And I don't believe these fools, man. I can't believe they went up on here and they talked
I'm not
all
a
this shit.
Canton police officer. I'm a Boston police officer. I was just woken up out of a cold sleep from hanging out the night before. By the time I came downstairs, the police were already in my house. John was already gone.
John was already gone. Really? John was already gone. So did you go to the hospital and check on him? Did you make a phone call? Did you go outside after they were gone, right? You know, they didn't put the crying tape up because you just said they didn't do it, right? That's what you said right here?
There was nobody to save.
There was nobody to save. Okay.
I would have taken a bullet for John.
God damn.
Question mark, an exclamation point. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, an exclamation point with some question marks, question mark with a couple of exclamation points and then some type of emoji. Quotation.
Damn, man.
O'Keefe, because he was a fellow cop. That's the most ridiculous question that people always ask.
That's the most ridiculous question? Really? We know what you did the whole day, though. We know how you acted. So, what did you say right here?
Made zero sense.
Made zero sense. What am I supposed to do? Okay. You talked about a cold sleep because it was freezing outside. And then you talked about the fire hydrant. Funny.
What am I supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do? I don't know. You're the fucking cop, you fucking asshole. You're the cop.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Is that what cops do, Barrows? If they're from different police stations, they don't come outside to help other police officers?
Absolutely not.
I mean, is he telling the truth?
Absolutely not.
God damn. So what were you supposed to do?
Run out front, my underwear, and start running yellow tape.
So you mentioned the yellow tape running outside. So there was no yellow tape. So the question is, when Higgins pulled up that morning, you guys were having your little powwow. Did you guys go outside? Did you guys go outside and do a little investigation on your own? Big Bad Brian A. Huh? Did you? Did you? We want to know. E-Pags, thank you, girl. Jackie Bems, you guys holding me down. Appreciate it. You know, that morning, they all had a powwow, right? And this is where it gets crazy. I had an argument with KP. I don't know if you guys watched that video. But KP was saying that there was a news truck still there and there was a cop watching the scene. Well, if that was the truth, when Julie pulled up, Julie testified to that she pulled up and she, as a ritual, brings 6 donuts every year to little Brian A. She had no clue what was going on. She didn't notice Jen McCabe's truck. She didn't notice Higgins's Jeep. And she didn't notice none of that. She didn't notice these extra cars in the parking lot, in the driveway. And she walked right up to Brian A.'s car with snow on it, opened up the door, and put 6 donuts. Question is, what type of donuts do you like, Julie? And coffee, she testified. And she left. She was leaving. And as she was walking down the driveway, a door opened up, and it was that guy, ladies and gentlemen. The guy, Big Bad Brian A., Brian Albert. Ooh, woo. Julie, come here. Oh, what do you want, Brian? Now, keep in mind, KP says there was a news truck there, and there was a cop there watching over the scene. Well, Julie didn't see it. Julie didn't see it. She was going to leave. It was a ritual. This is what she does. Snow, sleet, rain. Fucking Indian summer. Don't matter to her. She's showing up with the donuts. Allegedly. She went in there and everybody's talking about what happened. So when they're talking what happened, the decorated dude, the one that would take a bullet for John, he didn't go outside and check your lawn, your property. You're a homeowner. How did he die on your property? A fellow cop. Another fellow cop didn't go outside to check how this could have happened. And what makes it even more crazier, what makes it more simple to the people who are watching that might have doubts if Karen is innocent or guilty still, even though she's found not guilty, but innocent, meaning exonerated. But you know what exonerates her, people? That Jen McCabe was friends with Karen. And right off the bat, she befriended Kerry Roberts. And when Kerry Roberts was digging into Karen a little bit, because Karen is quirky and overreacted, well, disclaimer, we can't say how you would react, but in Kerry's eyes, she was overreacting. Disclaimer, disclaimer. Anybody would react that way. She was traumatized. But Kerry was looking at it that she overreacted and that she was acting erratically, right? This is what they say. Now, Jen is friends with Karen. The night before, she told Karen that she wanted Karen to come with her. Why all of a sudden is she against Karen? So if you find John dead on the lawn, why not just call Karen and ask her what happened? And while you do that, you and Higgins, yeah, Big Bad Brian, you and Higgins go outside and check the lawn. And maybe if you guys didn't do it, allegedly you didn't do it, you would have found 42 pieces of taillight, a hat, and a sneaker, right?
That's fucking right.
Man, I'm navigating through struggle with all my co-hosts tonight, man. Brad earlier, man, his internet crashed and he drank so much ghost energy, he just fucking disappeared. I didn't hear from him again.
I'm on a ghost with some ice and shit. I had to put my shit on the rocks. Ghost, right there. Cream soda.
There we go.
I've been working, man.
So,
I was burning the midnight candle tonight, bro.
Oh, really, brother? How is the weather out there? Is it chilly out or hot?
Nah, it's not hot, man. It's nice, dude. It's nice.
How's the Apollo doing? How's she running?
Good. I just got my truck back last night. I had some guy design a bed for the back of it, like a steel bed, so I can, put my toolbox and shit back on it, and maybe a vise and do some road calls, house calls and shit,
Nice, brother.
But I was painting it today and shit. I bought this fucking Pour 15. It's like a rust protector, So I started painting the whole bed and looks good.
Nice, brother. Putting some work in, huh?
Yeah. That good weather and shit. I can't do that shit on that 100-degree weather and shit. Fuck that.
Hell no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. So let me ask you this. We watched this right here. Does this convince you?
And that's why we're here. We were just witnesses. This is a thing that
we had nothing to do with.
What sticks out the most of this interview to you?
Nothing to do with. We hadn't came and told the truth, and that's it. This is a guy that was murdered, and it's atrocious for that family. They dehumanized us.
This case has been called a murder at some point.
And anyone who's friends with us support cop killer.
Sad for John's family and what happened yesterday, and I feel like they didn't get justice for him, and our lives just changed forever.
We took what we thought was the high road. Right. Let the court do its job.
It would take 30 to 50 people. You'd have to have multiple cops on 2 different police departments. And silly this is. And great question. I don't understand how people bought this.
I immediately thought something had happened to one of her children or one of my children, because why else is she in my bedroom? It's 6:30 in the morning right now.
And I think John's dead out front. I said, what the are you talking about, Jen? And I'm like, who? I didn't know.
You still didn't piece it
I
together.
didn't understand what she was talking about, because why would John be out front of my house?
Go outside and investigate or take a look.
I'm not a Canton police officer. I'm a Boston police officer. I was just woken up out of a cold sleep from hanging out the night before. By the time I came downstairs, the police were already in my house. John was already gone. There was nobody to save. I would have taken a bullet for John O'Keefe because he was a fellow cop. That's the most ridiculous question that people always ask. It makes zero sense. What am I supposed to do? Run out front in my underwear and start running yellow tape?
Has been made about that Google search that morning. Was it at 6 a.m. or was it at 6:27 a.m.? How long to die in the cold? What's your answer?
She asked me to do it at outside of Fairview at 6:20, whatever it was. Doesn't matter how much I say about it, people will not believe it.
The group also hoping to clear up rumors regarding the Albert's dog, Chloe, who had been rehomed after the incident. The defense claimed the dog was involved in O'Keefe's death.
Those wounds were inflicted as the result of a dog attack. Those marks are from teeth.
They've known for 2 years where Chloe is. The state shared it with
the
them.
town we grew up in. We didn't do anything wrong. We all contributed to our town. We love our town. Why should we have to go anywhere?
So now he's driving home from New York with Big Bad Brian A. Big Bad Brian A. Big Bad Brian A. Goddamn Big Bad Brian A. He's coming home from New York.
You know, what I do get from that fucking interview is there's a lot of we's, us, I, you know, if you knew us, we didn't do the. It's all about fucking them. It's all about fucking them. You know, and think about it. I mean, you would need 50 people to get that done from 2 different police departments. Fucking buddy, open your eyes. You know, do the math. There's a fucking lot of people involved. Accountability, man. You got to fucking accept and take accountability for the actions you did that night. You want a clear head, dude? You know, like I said, if Karen Reed didn't do this to you, then who the fuck did? Who disrespected you and your family at your house?
He knows what happened after watching his testimony. You see the butt dials, this and that. I mean, the fact that that's the way he that was his reaction after the verdict. The first thing I think any innocent person would say is that this is crazy. I'm getting convinced, you know, we're getting looked at as murderers. This is nuts. This is the most craziest thing. You know, like your verbiage would be different. It wouldn't be defense mode. It wouldn't be well thought of. It would just be genuine. It would just be like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't believe this. Like, she's getting away with it. Like, they didn't say that. They never once said she's getting away with it. You notice they didn't say that? They didn't say, oh, she's getting away with it. You know, they didn't say that. Yeah. They just defended that they didn't do it. So, like, is that the swerve? Is that the swerve? They don't know what happened. So now they're like, well, we don't even know if Karen did it. They're going to go with the jury and they're going to put it on Higgins' shoulders. You know, maybe Higgins threw him in the snowplow and fucking put him there. Like, is that like, they didn't say like, I can't believe Karen, you know, Karen did this. Well, how would you know? You would have, an innocent person, right? If you guys were innocent, you would have called Karen that morning and said, we seen you with John and you was with John. What did you do, Karen? Let us know. To investigate for their own mindset. Want to get? Come on, man. He would. Like I said, if he was in Target seeing a dude stealing an iPhone charger, he would walk up to him and say, "Hey, take that charger out the back." He would tackle him. Come on, man. The shit, like, and that's the thing. Common sense would dictate. But what stands out the most? What really stands out the most? Like, is there one thing that you can see that stands out the most? Because I'm about to play something to make everybody pissed off. And this guy right now, he calls himself Big Jim Murray. He's part of the Felger and Maz show. I'm talking about this guy's the biggest piece of trash. Big Jim Murray, you know, you earned the title of on the J.F.K. show And we're going to ride on you. I'm going to play this every chance I get. Because, man.
Clown!
I'm late for this.
You are a clown! Clown!
You know, I don't like Felger and Maz anyway. Maz years ago, man, got caught up in some racist shit. You know what I mean? You guys, I don't even know how you guys are still on here. You guys are just like, you guys are very bland. 4 hours of just repetitive talking in circles, talk mad shit about the Celtics, big hockey guys. You guys are big hockey guys, but when it comes to the Celtics, they suck. Because why? It's more diverse. There's something in Boston. There's an underbelly of Boston in Massachusetts that just can't, that it's just an energy that it's just a superior. I'm from Canton. Well, I'm from Dedham. I'm from Stoughton. I'm from Needham. I'm from Needham. I'm from Marblehead. I'm from Marblehead. I'm from Swampscott. I'm from Danvers. Well, I'm from Peabody. I'm from Lynn. I'm from Lawrence. It's this one-up game. You got the hoods competing with hoods. You got Dorchester dudes saying I'm more hood than a Lynn kid. A Lynn kid saying Lynn's more hood than Chelsea. And then you got these fucking blue-collar fucks saying Marblehead's better than Rockport. Who gives a fuck? That shit only counts in Massachusetts. And you, Big Jim Murray, you only count in Massachusetts. And you got the nerve to talk shit about Karen Reed. The shit you say. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're a sports radio dude, but yet you chase the algorithm with your boy Felger. Because you guys try to make the pivot and talk about what's new in Boston. And if you want to talk to me, we can talk. You want to talk to my co-host, 6th Man of the Year, Kev 781. You could talk to us. I got no problem. But you said what you said. And when you say what you say, there's always going to be a reaction. So this is my reaction to what you said. So don't be mad at me that my reaction might be coming off course, so to speak. Because that's the way it's going to come off. Because it's guys like you that represent, that make jurors say things like this juror said. It's guys like you, Big Jim Murray. You're no different than Jimmy, okay, Jimmy P, that make jurors and make people from different countries in the Boston area feel like this.
We are a group of 12 jurors, and so far, me and the foreman is the 2 jurors who have talked the most. I'm Latina. He's black. I wonder, if it was a white juror who had come out, if they will have the same amount of love we are receiving. You guys see it. It's not much about John O'Keefe and Karen Reed anymore. It's become about us. They are attacking our race or ethnicity or level of intelligence based on our skin color. Fantastic. I just wonder if it was a white juror, if it would be the same. I'm wondering if, we are a group of 12 jurors, and so far, me and the foreman is the 2 jurors who have talked the most. I'm Latina.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Oh, well, I hope that...
It's embarrassing that we got people of different cultures. J.F.K., let me read this real quick. J.F.K., I see something that just struck my eye. J.F.K., hate city cliques, come to NOLA. Everyone's friendly across the economics, whether people are friends, whether people are friends with recovered drug addicts, literally the Big Easy. Absolutely. But the point is, it's embarrassing when these people take these stances. When you tweet something, you can't take it back. When you put something on film, you can't take it back. And if you're a writer, if you're a podcaster, you got to hold a level of respect and understand what you do before you hit send. It's not full send. You got to stay on brand. Stay on brand. Felger and Maz, you guys are a sports show. Stay on brand. What the fuck was this?
Thoughts on the Karen Reed verdict? Oh, well, I hope that Vodka OJ, now that she got off, can go door to door and find the real killer.
The Vodka OJ.
What do you call her? Vodka OJ.
Goddamn.
God damn.
The Vodka OJ, bro.
I didn't see this.
Stay on brand, my dude. You're a sports dude.
Clown. You are a clown. Clown. You are a clown. Clown.
God damn.
See, OJ got off, with murder.
Understood.
The more I've got into this, so I said for a year, I purposely avoided this trial because it involves everything I hate about Massachusetts. Townie scum, a real drunk.
Townie scum.
Who thinks she's
a real drunk.
10.
Yo, listen to what he just said, bro. Karen, we got your back, man. This dude's a real client. Karen, if you ever see this dude, man, not for nothing, you might want to step to him.
About Massachusetts. Townie scum, a real drunk who thinks she's a 10.
God damn, bro.
Yeah.
You are a clown. Clown. You are a clown. Clown.
Stay on brand, man. You got Miller Lite, man, and Bud Light in back of you. You guys are a sports show. You guys work for CNBC. You guys are on sports radio in Boston. You went in between your 4-hour fucking podcast or radio show. You guys used the studio to create this, for your YouTube channel to create content, and you put him on blast just for a pop, just for some views, just for the algorithm. And Big Jim Murray, you're a clown. Listen to what you're saying. Like, you think you're Howard Stern. You don't even know what you're saying. She fought for her life for murder, my dude. She could have went to jail for life. And on top of that, John O'Keefe been in the grave for 40 months, bro. And you're talking like this. You ain't got no sympathy. You ain't got no level of respect because you're just a clown. You're talking about everything you hate about Massachusetts. You are everything that I hate about Massachusetts. More so, everything I hate about you fake ass dudes that hide behind these so-called jobs, and you guys got this little work etiquette, like radio station etiquette that you think you have this one up on people that are not involved in that world. But I got news for you. Fuck that world. That world ain't shit, and it's coming to an end. And that's why you guys did this little after dark thing between you and Felga to put on your YouTube to try to gain followers and make the pivot, because your radio show is only going to last so long. You're just lucky you're in a sports town. If you were anywhere else, you guys would have already been canceled. That's a fact. You're lucky you're in Boston. But if we can have anything to do with it, we're going to cancel you now. Let me go ahead. Sorry.
And has the attitude of like a Hollywood actress. The South Shore in general, and South Shore attitudes, people with no jobs making the story about themselves, and
people with no jobs making the story about themselves. So now we got no jobs of making a story about it. What job do you have? You talk on a microphone taking people's inventory. The fuck are you talking about?
Surrounding the court. I hate everything about it. And I purposely tried to avoid it. And soccer moms being way too into it. The 5 minutes here and there, I might listen to Kiss or a Top 40 station in the morning. It's a big topic. Puke. I hate everything about it. And I purposely avoided it. In fact, I think I said at one point, I want them all in jail. Her, that Albert family, all of them. Put them all away. That would make me happy.
That would make you happy. Well, that's not reality, buddy, because Karen didn't do anything. And you
are a clown. Clown. You are a clown. Clown.
And then I watched that documentary.
Here we go. Look at Felga laughing. What you laughing about, Felga? What are you laughing about with your legs crossed, you fucking idiot?
Right?
The documentary.
Who the fuck does that?
So funny. You'll go to the screening, though. She just signed with Leonardo's company. And you're going to go to the screening when they do the movie in Boston? Felga, what if they want you to play Ted Daniels, Felga? Are you going to take the role, Felga? Of course you would. You go to the screening. What type of donuts do you like, Felga?
Huh?
On HBO, where she comes off as the coldest, meanest, unremorseful bitch on the planet.
Whoa! Whoa. Whoa.
You wrong.
He's just an.
You wrong. You wrong. You wrong. You wrong.
Hold on. Disclaimers. Gotta hit him with a disclaimer. I need X's in the chat. Red X's,
Go,
whatever
people.
X's you got.
Throw your X's up.
Big Jim Murray. You're in the scope. Congratulations. What type of donuts do you like, homie?
I said,
Right, people.
I don't care how shady the evidence looks and how shaky these cops might be. Put her away. She did it. Because it really comes down.
God damn.
And that's why I said, I don't care how shady the evidence looks and how shaky these cops might be. Put her away.
What?
Right? I mean, this dude sounds like he hates women. He's a woman hater.
She did it. Because it really comes down to this. Common sense I try to apply to most things like this and pretty much all in any aspect of the life. It really comes down to the conspiracy is trust me, bro. That's all.
Trust me, bro? Really?
Like anyone that tries to tell this to you, like, no, trust me, bro. Like, or could it just be that this drunk floozy?
God damn, son. He called her a bitch. He called her a OJ vodka OJ, right? Or something like that. He thought he was slick. And now he's calling her a floozy.
Nasty.
Clown.
They're up, and they're
You
up
are
there
a
promoting
clown,
alcohol.
clown.
And say that again, brother.
They're up there promoting fucking alcohol. You know? Two fucking clowns in a fucking clown car, if you ask me.
And like I
Fuck.
said, this is in between your 4-hour radio show. You guys used the studio to make content. And you said, let's talk about Karen Reed. You guys put the alternative camera on to put on your YouTube channel, to put on your Twitter, so you could gain traction and make a pivot into something else. Because keep in mind, people, these are sports people. They're really Bruins football people. They talk about the Celtics, but they hate the Celtics. They talk hella shit, and the reason why they do, because the faces of the Celtics are not the same color of these fucks. And that's just a fact. They don't like anybody that has a movement. These people are real bland dudes. Look at how bland this dude ain't got no flavor. None. Big Jim Murray. Big Jim Murray, huh? Fuck out of here with that shit. And Felga. And your boy Maz got canceled like 3 years back because they called him a racist. Ain't nothing changed over there. Ain't nothing changed over there.
Backed into her boyfriend she was pissed at and killed him.
No, that didn't happen, you idiot.
And it's at least vehicular manslaughter. But whatever. She's been acquitted. Now she's not guilty. So Vodka OJ can now go door to door in the South Shore region to find the real killer.
Oh, god damn, bro. Really? Vodka OJ could go door to door to find the real killer. Are you going to apologize when you find out how wrong you are, my dude?
I wonder if he's got this stuff.
You are a clown, clown.
You know?
Say that again, bro.
Yeah, I wonder if he's got, like a sister. What if this happened to his sister? He wouldn't be feeling like that now.
I mean, like you said, he got alcohol and backbone. What happens when he gets caught going down the pike and he's drunk? They'll do it to anybody, buddy.
That shit. And even if this guy's on this guy's channel, he's over here talking shit, drunk driver, this, that, and the other. You're supporting the fucking alcohol, Fuck, Miller ain't Miller.
Poor John,
Miller don't need you to.
Officer O'Keefe. So good luck with that.
Look at this.
So that's my thoughts.
What he says.
Manslaughter. But whatever. She's been acquitted. Now she's not guilty.
That's what he says.
So Vodka OJ can now go door to door in the South Shore region to find the real killer of poor John, Officer Albert.
Oh, Officer Al. You don't even know who the fuck he's talking about.
You are a clown.
R.I.P. Officer John O'Keefe, dude. 40 months he been in the ground. And you get a platform to speak your piece, and this is how you treat him? You're a piece of shit.
Officer O'Keefe. So good luck with that. So that's my thoughts on the case.
I love it.
I can't stand her. I can't stand any of them, but
Jim doesn't like Karen Reed's tone. So
I hate her tone.
So her tone. Give me her tone.
And you're an idiot. You performed for Felga. Give me the tone. Give me the tone. And you thought it was so funny. You put on your little accent and shit. You performed, huh? You got the pop that you wanted. This is cheap heat, buddy. This is not going to age too well.
She is the epitome of like,
I gotta have 11 vodkas. Don't you fucking talk to me like that. Fucking John, fucking Carpenter, fucking okay. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Ugh. Just for that alone, jail.
You think this is funny?
Clown.
He is a clown, man.
You are a clown. You are a clown.
Put her away. Put them all away. Oh, God, that story. At least maybe we're rid of it now, but we won't be because we're going to get the movie, in the miniseries, in the podcast. And knowing the radio companies around here, she'll probably end up with a fucking morning show.
And we're going to host it, you piece of shit.
We're working too. Yeah. I mean, my man had to run across 3 lanes. We're working too.
You know, the problem with you, right, Big Jim Murray, there's another guy that got up. His name's Joey D.
In my country, and she's the one from Brazil, I think that he was walking around in his socks. There's no evidence of that. I think how you say her car touching in the snow in his socks, she's making it up. In my country, maybe her car touch him.
Big Jim Murray, these are your people now. These are the people you lined up with, buddy. These are the people you aligned yourself with.
Lost in a dream.
Fucked up, buddy. What type of donuts do you like, Jim? Jim Murray.
If you were all that you seem,
then baby I'm moving way too slow.
He probably likes a
I've been
Krella.
a fool before, wouldn't like to get my love caught in the slamming door. How about some information, please? Oh, straight up now, tell me, do you really wanna love me forever? Oh, am I caught in a hit and run? Straight up now, tell me, is it gonna be you and me forever?
Congratulations, Big Jim Murray. You aligned yourself up. You lined yourself up with the people who talk hellish shit, that don't know any better, the racist pieces of shit. You lined yourself up with that. Congratulations, my dude. You did it. You and Felga and your boy Maz. 4 hours. I mean, longer than that. You guys go, I think they start at like 11 a.m. and they go till 6 p.m. So they go for like 6 hours, these people on the radio, and they just go over the same things over and over again. And like I said, they made the pivot. They used the studio for the backdrop and the aesthetic to, do that cheap pop, that cheap take. And they put it out there just to gain some traction. And Felga sat back and let him be the crash dummy. And Big Jim Murray, you did it for your guy Felga. Does he bend you over, Big Jim Murray? Do you like Felga? You guys are close all day, 6 hours around men. See, me, I can't be around a man. See, I can't work construction because I can't be in the pickup truck close to 3 men. I just can't be around 3 men that close. No. I just can't do it. Now, 3 ladies, I can handle that. But 3 men, no. And you're real close. He was crossing his legs. You were sitting there. You were real comfortable, weren't you? Big Jim Murray. Is that what Felga calls you? Big Jim. What type of donuts do you like, Jim?
I think he likes Krellas.
This is where we're at, huh? This is the pivot. Damn, J.F.K. I guess James and I won't be eating breakfast together because we'll be close making changes too. Nah. You know what I'm saying, man. I'm saying 7 hours in the same room, man. Like I'm just saying, like, these guys, man, like, they're showing out for other men talking about a woman. Like, that's weird, man. Like, 2 guys, like, that close talking shit about a girl. Like, wouldn't you feel funny doing that? Like, you're talking shit about a woman at the end of the day. 2 men, testosterone to get talking shit about a woman, knowing if Karen Reed, I seen Karen Reed in person. I seen her in person. She's a pretty woman. She's not ugly. She's, she dresses nice. I bet you she smells like Versace. These dudes would be all giddy if she walked in the fucking room. That's that weird shit. Like, hey, let's go to Buffalo fucking, what is it? Buffalo Wings? What's it called? What's that shit's called?
Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah, let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings and watch the Patriots game and drink Bud Lights, dude. And just like, fucking hug each other every time there's a touchdown. Like, how about no? Let's fucking not do that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You wrong.
You wrong.
You wrong.
You wrong.
You wrong. You wrong. You wrong. You wrong.
Let's go. Fuck all that. Where's the ladies at? We ain't going to sausage parties. Not me, Kevin Kev. Hell no. beat you're hearing is an original beat by your boy J.F.K, man. That's
Yeah,
what
it's a
beat
dope
it
beat.
is.
That's a dope
Yeah,
beat.
man. Yeah, I did that shit back in 2013. Me and Baba got a song to it. We got something to it. Got my nephew on it. We were wilding out on that shit. But I was just going through my file and was pulling beats up for the show. And I'm like, let me throw this in there. Because it's like, certain things is different, right? Like, it's dope to rap on it. It was a dope song we had. We had like this little song to it. It was called Coming for Your Head or some shit like that. But it just sounds it's good for the show, like little breakdowns into the show.
Yeah.
It's like rough and rugged,
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we're up against, Kevy Kev. You know what I mean? We're up against these people who say the dumbest shit,
And then, I mean, but this shit comes with the territory. I've said it before. I mean, you're gonna get that percentage of people that just,
but they don't hold the level of respect. He has a whole radio show. Like, he was looking for that.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like, that's wild, man. Like,
He riding the wave, bro.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Like, I take offense to that because it's like, because now you're like dumbing down that industry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're dumbing that down. Like hold it, like, you know what I mean? Have a moral compass. Like, you don't even know. You're like Officer Albert. Like, you know what I mean? You put him in the same sentence as John O'Keefe. Like, that's the thing that bothers me about the other side that's against Karen. They always say John gets lost. Well, he gets lost because of guys like that go for the attack, that don't even put into perspective that John's been dead for 40 months. And and we know this, but if they're wrong, then the murderers are actually getting away. So have respect that he's in the dirt for 40 months and there was no investigation. So let's stop there and let's start an investigation. And keep in mind, Jimmy T, who's been MIA. Everybody in the chat, Jimmy T watches the replay. And I'm sure if you guys react to this, he'll be hitting me up tomorrow. How many people want to see Jimmy T back on the show? Where the fuck is Jimmy T? We had the verdict. Jimmy T from Lynn. Where is he? Put your peace signs up if you want to see Jimmy T up. Where's Jimmy T at from Lynn? Peace signs up. We want to see you, Jimmy. Where are you?
Gotta get him back up here. Say what's up to the people.
Damn, Jimmy. We got a lot of peace signs, bro. We got a verdict and all that. You been MIA. Where you been, man? You supposed to be part of the rotation, part of the panel. Where you been, Boof?
Slide the phone out a little bit further and shit. We get him sitting over here next to me and shit. I'll have to get him in here in one of these fucking. I'm local. We're right around the corner and shit.
So Kayla just said something slick. Hold on. That's new? She said TB published a letter from the DOJ to Hank that says investigation is ongoing. Well, how do you like that?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Well, Jimmy T said, right, as we let the peace signs flow, Jimmy T said that the feds always come to conclusions. They didn't make a statement. They would make a statement with a conclusion. So therefore, he always says that the investigation was ongoing.
Yep.
So the fact that, and then the guy Michael Easter said the same thing. So they're watching the feds, and then there's the RICO. They can get them with the RICO and smoke them for a long time. And I think that's what they're looking to do. I'm thinking they're looking to smoke these guys. But at the end of the day, to save face, it'd be good if some people just popped out the woodwork and called for an investigation, Big Mike. Because let me tell you something, Big Mike, or Big Jim, whatever your name is. I don't even want to call Clown Boy.
Fucking
Felga's son. That's what I'll call you. Felga's son. Felger and Maz's little son. Little hype man on the show. They only give you a voice to say stupid shit like that. You're a fucking spectacle. You're a contrarian. So let me fact check you. You ain't shit. You're just a man. Talking shit about a woman. You're just a man. You ain't important. You're just a man. Only God can judge this movement. Only God can judge the South Shore people, the people in front of the courthouse, all the shit that came out the side of your mouth. Why do you want to take judgment? It wasn't an observation. You wasn't coming from a good place. You were coming from a negative place. You're a fucking contrarian. Fact check that. You're just a man. But what type of man are you? Huh? What type of man are you? You ain't a good man. Seems like you're a clown. Seems like you're weak because you let Felger and Mass control you. You're a hype man. That's the type of man you are. You're a hype man. You're a parrot. You're just repeating what you heard. Is there a fucking parrot in the room? Oh man, I don't know. There might be a parrot in the room, or there might be another cartoon. Yeah, that's what you are. You're a cartoon character. Big Jim, the hype man. Felger and Maz's son, the hype man. Cartoon character. What's your YouTube channel doing for numbers? Talking shit about a woman. You ain't got no type of compass. What's just imagine the shit he says when he goes to a strip club. Just imagine if he goes to a strip club and one of the ladies has stretch marks on her stomach. Right? I'm just saying, everybody get it the way you get it. Not everybody's gonna get it the way you get it. So if you go to a strip club or something like that, and one of these women, that's what she does for her money, whatever. Gives a fuck. Salute. Do what you gotta do, lady. I ain't judging you. My boy over there, he just put 5 polos in the bag at Macy's. That's the way he gets it. I'll take one for $150, but that's another story. What are you going to say? The woman got stretch marks on her stomach? You're going to judge her body? When's the last time you was at the gym, buddy? Your deadlift's a suspect, Big Jim. You ain't nothing but a hype man. You ain't a man. You're just a man. You're just a hype man. And Felga put you right up to that, and you fell right for the trap because you're a clown.
You know, he's up there fucking, they should be talking sports and shit, there's a thing with business, let's say, you hang a fucking sign on your fucking building and it says fucking Bill's Automotive. You work on cars. You got to remember what the name says on the sign, what brings you money, what supports your family, any kind of like business, You don't serve coffee at a fucking automotive shop. You know what I'm saying? You don't sell you don't have a coffee shop and fucking, sell cheese steaks and shit.
Mm-hmm. Stay on brand.
It's stay on brand. You got to fucking remember where it started, how it started, and what it started with. You start mixing the shit up. You're going to lose.
It's horrible, the one who the kids look up to. But you know what? We're gonna do something, man. Guy named Rick. Are you out there, Rick? It's late. What time is it? It's not too late. It's Friday night.
Shit.
Rick, you out there? You hit me up. Hit me up yesterday, Rick. You wanted to talk to me. You had a story to tell. I don't know if you're out there tonight.
You know who we haven't heard from is fucking Steve-O.
Yep,
might
hear from
fucking Steve-O, man. Where you out there, Steve-O? God damn.
Phone lines are open. Gonna take a couple of phone calls. Want to hear how you feel, how you like the show. Big Bad Brian A. Whatever's on your mind, this is your show. And if you think Karen is guilty and you're watching right now, give us a call if you think Karen did it, or if you're on the fence and you want to talk about it. But please, we don't want to hear the word BI. We don't want to hear OJ. We don't want to hear whack comparisons. We're down to take the phone call, though. We're down to hear your side of it if you have a good side. But usually the people who do that, they can't even talk regular because
they can't control themselves, man. They gotta just start throwing stupid shit out there.
Exactly.
You can have a conversation and shit like us.
Bigfoot from the Bronx.
Yo, New Rochelle up in here, yo.
My man J.F.K.
How we doing?
We're smoking here in New Rochelle.
Yeah, I know.
I did a little, what do you call that when you change price tags on dog treats?
Oh, no.
Turbulence in the chat. Turbulence in the chat. Yeah, I ain't paying $20 for no fucking dog treats. Had to put a clearance sticker on 2 of those bad boys.
God damn.
Dude,
This is your chat.
This is your chat. How you boys doing?
Get a
let me
box
tell you,
of
you know
biscuits,
who Kev reminds me of?
What's that?
What he should actually go try to get a job like at a national network. He reminds me of Walter Cronkite when he smoked the cigarette and he goes, "The turbulence in the chat. Turbulence in the chat. The cars.
The cars.
Fucking guy should be on NBC. Man got talent like I never seen. You know, they take the cars. You know what I did the other day? You were talking about it. Listen to this.
What you do?
Bedtime was talking with that nurse, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember she said something? Did she apologize for that?
Yeah, she said she apologized. Everything.
You know, when she was she got a pretty face, but one day I think she went live on driving in a car.
Uh-huh.
She's fucking fat as a fucking horse.
God,
you can't go by the face, man. You can get fooled. You know?
Damn. Yeah.
But anyways, listen,
hold on. Disclaimer. Come on, we can't talk.
That's a disclaimer.
Come
okay,
on, don't do that.
She got on you too, man. She got on you too.
Nah, she got on me. That was a long time ago, man. Nurse Kim's good. People,
okay. We had to give her back one. Now, Bedtime was going off on Hank Brennan, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I seen it. Yeah.
So I was watching it live. It was like 7 o'clock. So I just Googled Hank Brennan, you know, and his law firm came up, right? So I said, fuck it. I figured I would get a machine or something. So I called it, and not even one ring. The guy picked up, but he didn't say nothing. So I put the phone next to the fucking TV while Bedtime was going off. He listened for about a minute.
No.
Bedtime saying, I swear if you Google it must be his cell phone. You know, it's his law firm. You know, he's looking for business, I guess, so he's going to pick that fucking thing up now. Give him a call right now. I'm telling you, he listened for a minute. I didn't say a word or nothing, you know?
So hold on a minute. You called Hank Brennan's cell phone and put Bedtime on it?
God damn.
When Bedtime was going off on him with Nurse Kim, I put the phone up to the TV, so he heard Bedtime, and he didn't hang up for a fucking minute.
For how long? For how long?
I'd say almost a minute. He's saying he's got no ethics, and he's with us. It must be him, because who else would pick that phone up? Like, Google him right now. It's going to be his law firm. But it didn't even ring once. He's looking for a fucking job, that guy.
Yeah,
you know,
put
he's
us on
looking
three-way.
for desperate,
Put
that
us on
motherfucker.
three-way right now, Rochelle.
So call him up live. Get him on your thing, my man.
Yeah, man.
It must have been him. I don't know. You know, lawyers, you could
do it on a three-way next time, buddy.
But it was funny. He must have listened for a good minute before he hung up.
That's fucking wild, bro. You're a sick fuck. You know that?
Yeah. I know. Crazy. I got no life. All I do is watch you guys on YouTube.
That's what it is.
But
brother.
you know what I could see 30 years from now? You two are going to be with your grandkids, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to be showing them the fucking waterfall video. Look at that heel toe, Johnny. Johnny, look at the heel toe. You guys are going to be 80 fucking years old showing your little grandkids. Come on, guys. This is the fucking heel toe. Watch. Who's that? You don't know what I'm picking. He was a DEA agent.
Yes!
But, you know what I want to leave you with?
All right, brother.
You know the album.
Down from day one.
You know what? What makes no sense? He said we didn't get any justice, right?
Yep. That's what he
What
said.
justice? You're just a witness. None of you seen her hit him with the car. So how come you even care? You don't even know if she did it or not. So what do you mean you didn't get justice?
You're
What
right.
the fuck is that?
I don't know what
They're
that
all
is.
they just like that makes no sense. That shows you how guilty they all are.
Yeah.
We gotta fucking. I'm surprised half of Canton ain't going over to their houses, fucking throwing Molotov cocktails in their fucking houses or something. I don't know.
New
You
Rochelle,
know?
man. It was a great phone call once again, bro. You're one of my favorites, man.
Okay, bro. Okay, boys. Be good. Go to
All right.
sleep soon.
Yeah, no doubt. Talk to you
Bye.
soon, bro. Peace. New Rochelle, ladies and gentlemen.
God damn.
From the Bronx. Man, that was a great phone call, man. I'm gonna clip the shit out of that. That was a good one. The grandkids, the heel toe, great phone call, man. And Nurse Kim, if you're watching, he's a comedian. He's a funny guy. He always tries to throw some shit in there. Nurse Kim, I think you look absolutely fine. You look great. I know the fat words are bad words, so disclaimer. I'm not laughing. I know that he tries to come with a joke and come with a punchline. Nothing but respect for Nurse Kim. Nothing respect for any woman, all shapes, all sizes, body sizes. It really doesn't matter. It's all about your heart. It's all about your soul. Nurse Kim's a very intelligent person, and and all women out there. You know what I mean? It takes all kinds, just like us men. I'm not a genetic freak. There's guys in the gym, man, six packed up. They eat McDonald's all day and they're still six packed up. I wish I could be like them. So at the end of the day, it's not about how you look. It's about, where your mind's at and, your relationship to God and with your kids and kids, happy life. Right. So, Nurse Kim, she's doing her thing. She puts in time. She's got a great show. She's got a fan base. So good for her. So I just wanted to put that out there with the disclaimer. I can't control people, places, and things. Things are going to get said sometimes. It is what it is. So I just want my people, because I know I got a big woman fan base too. I don't condone that shit. You know what I mean? I don't condone talking shit about women. I just went on a rant saying about this guy talking about Karen. But,
oh, yeah.
It just is what it is. He's trying to make a joke or whatever. So sometimes they hit the way they hit. Sometimes they don't hit right. But I think he weathered it. With the waterfall or whatever, you know what I mean? He weathered it and came good. So that's his thing, right? And that's the thing. When you're a funny guy and you try to come with the one line, sometimes not everybody's gonna feel that type of humor. You know what I mean? They're gonna look at it.
Remember, people, there's a beginning and there's an end.
Right. So I mean, I like the fact that he called he called Hank Brennan on his cell phone and put Betteroll in his fucking hand. That's crazy.
He's crazy. He's
crazy.
Dude. He's swapping price tags for biscuits.
Yeah. He said, I ain't paying $20.
God
damn. Woo! Oh, that's awesome. Phone lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. Phone lines are open.
In. Give your boys a call and shit. Like he said, man, whatever side of the fence you're on with this. If you're new to this, you want to ask a question, you want to say hello.
Well, that's what it is. I think when he said that stuff about Nurse Kim, he was just kind of reverting back to one time that we had there was this little issue that we had like back 7 months ago. Not really between me and Nurse Kim, but there was just some shit between creators. And that happens from time to time. Different people go on channels and say certain things when they don't know. And Nurse Kim kind of got in the mix of it. So I kind of like he felt like he was doing the right thing or whatever. But like I say, he was trying to say a joke, and sometimes they hit right, sometimes they don't. And I just don't like to be in the middle of a joke that could come off wrong. That's all I'm saying. And I know his heart is with Free Karen Reed. He thinks these fucking people are fugazi at the end of the day. He knows Karen didn't do this and he wants to see justice. He just puts his spin on it the way he does it. So I respect it, But I calm people down when they need to be calmed down. That's all, And he respects my show, so he gets it too. New Rochelle, you respect my show, and I appreciate you respect me. And like I said, he's one of my great callers, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to talk truth. We're here to bring the justice and talk true crime and talk about real life shit, slow it down, the whole thing, and laugh and entertain. But sometimes,
And I like
you know,
I like my table too.
yeah, sometimes you can go off the rails a little bit and you got to get it back on track. And that's why I'm your pilot and he's the co-pilot. And we get it back to where it needs to be, But yeah, we got the phone lines open. I'm 3 hours in. I'll take a couple more phone calls if so. If not, your man J.F.K. is going to land this plane. We still got 443 people at 12 midnight. What do you want to talk about? How do we feel about the verdict? What do you guys want to talk about? This is your chat, people.
He brought up a good point, about all those people are witnesses, in all reality. You know what I'm saying? They got brought up as witnesses. And for him to say, like, they failed them, the Commonwealth failed them. Like, is that like him trying to say that, like, they should have done more to protect his name? Because in my eyes, I mean, shit, James would tell you, at the end of the day, dude, you're a citizen just like us. No matter whether you wear that fucking badge and you when you close your eyes at night, man, on that pillow, bro, you're the same as all of us, man,
And that's another thing that I talked about earlier. I was talking to a person last night, and I asked the person straight up, and this person is part of law enforcement, like along them lines. I don't know if you heard me say this earlier, but this person turned around and said, "What I seen someone coming undone and was angry. It was anger that this person seen, because it was kind of like, how dare you?" Like he was losing his power, Big Bad Brian A. He was losing it, and like they did as much as they could to protect him, and now he's on his own, and that was bothering him. That he lost his power. He's not a cop no more. He's not the detective. That's it. He's on these streets alone, and he knows it. And now that's what you're seeing in this interview. Like I said, in that interview, if it was just as simple as she hit him and got away with it, that's what they would have said. They would have said, "Listen, you guys are all fooled. She did it. That's it." They never said that. They said exactly what you just said. They played the victim. And back to what we said, what John O'Keefe got murdered. John O'Keefe been in the ground for 40 months. And you're talking about why do we got to leave our city? Why do we got to leave? Come on, it ain't that serious. Why do you got to leave your city? What do you mean? You're the one that sold the fucking house and left.
Yeah, dude, remember?
Karen didn't make you sell the house. You sold the house 6 months later, before the story even broke.
Remember when they did the viewing of 34 Fairview?
Yep.
They interviewed a couple of neighbors and shit that lived on that street for 20-something years.
Yes, they did.
And they didn't have too much anything nice to say about that fucking family. I mean, and that's once again, so I got to remind myself sometimes too that I'm looking at this shit through a screen. I don't know fucking Brian Albert. I ain't never shake that fucking dude's hand. I ain't never drove by his fucking house, seen him walking his dog and shit.
But the universe is small, man. That's the crazy part. Like, if we're probably gonna end up bumping into this dude. That's just the way it works, right?
Well, yeah, so be it. But yeah, fuck yeah, man. God damn. I'm gonna walk you to the fucking. I'll interview that motherfucker.
Static selected.
Question mark, an exclamation point. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, an exclamation point with some question marks, question mark with a couple of exclamation points and then some type of emoji. Quotations, it's a smiley face. Question mark, exclamation point. What do you want from me? Question mark. It's question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. You're hot.
To accept,
Question mark, an exclamation point. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, an exclamation point with some question marks, question mark with a couple of exclamation points and then some.
Hello, you're live with J.F.K. and Kevy Kev.
Oh my gosh, I'm shaking because this is the first time I've ever been on a panel in 7 years.
Nice. Where you calling from, sweetheart?
Yeah, I'm calling from Connecticut.
Oh, from CT. That's what's up.
Yeah, I grew up in New York, though. I'm a New Yorker at heart. Always will be. You can't get the New York out of me.
Nice.
Can't take the Italian out of me either. That's what my T-shirt says.
Okay. Nice. I hear that. I hear that.
Yeah. If my voice sounds a little manly, it's because I'm having a double lung transplant shortly.
What?
So
hold on.
yeah,
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Whoa.
Within the next year, I'll have it done.
Whoa. You're having a double lung transplant?
Yeah, but I didn't call in to talk about me. No. Oh, yeah. So
Well,
I wanted to
hold
just
on.
let all the trolls in the chat
you said
know
it. You said it, so I have
that
to
I have
react.
to have a double lung transplant. And don't go off. It's okay. I'm fine.
All right.
I had about a 6-month depression mode where about 3 of those months I didn't want to do anything but stay in bed, but I still got up every day. I had my moments. Still do. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I had my boxer moment, if you call it. If it was a few different men that we've been talking about lately, they'd be in front of my face while I boxed that shit out. That was mad. I didn't expect the doctor to say that. So,
Well, God bless you and prayers to you, and I hope everything works out great.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that very much.
So what do we feel?
I appreciate you and the show.
I appreciate that. What do you feel about Karen Reed being free? What was that verdict like for you? How'd that feel?
Oh my gosh, I wish I could have been in that courtroom and felt the palpitation, but I could feel it through my screen. It was amazing. It was a great day for Karen, but an even horrible day more, I think, for the family, because they've been put through what I believe is the ringer. I'm not talking the bobbling heads on TV, like they're friends for 10 years. Okay, well, if you're such good friends for 10 years, well, then, why weren't you at his funeral? Why didn't you do anything? Even come outside. Like, that's the worst to me. Never mind if they do a shoddy investigation. Right. They did so wrong by John O'Keefe, and we unfortunately have to pick up the pieces now. Somehow, I don't live in Mass, but if I could I wouldn't move there ever, but if I could be there to be a part of that, I would be. I mean, I absolutely would be.
Right.
So, I mean, I would be a part. Now you got to get Turtle Boy freed, because he's got his stuff going on now, and he's the only reason that it got so far and so wide. So, you got to give props to props is due there. I have to. I would give him the biggest hug ever. So yeah.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. So, what do you feel about Big Bad Brian A? If you had one word to describe him, what would it be?
Biggie?
No, Brian A. Brian Albert.
Oh, A? I think he's the go-to middleman. Like, because every question that was being asked, at least in any interview I've seen, she's like, well, she's looking. She's always looking for an answer. Like when she was on the stand, she was looking at Lally first.
Call from.
Matthew Parker.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Can you hold for a second, brother, please?
Yes, sir.
No, it happened in the second one. I didn't know if I was still being heard or not. So that's
No,
why I
we're here.
quieted down.
We're here. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
okay.
just put
Okay, it's
someone on the
okay.
hold.
No, that's fine.
All right. So what were you
No.
saying about Brian A? Say that again. Just run that one more time.
I said I think he's the brains of the situation because every time Jen McCabe got on the stand in the first trial and the second trial, she kept looking over to the prosecutor, Brett, whether it be Lally or Baby Shark. I call him with his hair,
Oh,
Little
shit.
Baby Shark. Melanie Little actually named him that. Baby Shark. Doo, 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 doo. Anyway, and then it's not a diss to like his weight or anything. I don't care how much weight. It's just it was a diss to his little hairs. She's like, just shave it off.
Right.
Anyway, but Brian Albert, I think they're used to because if you look at this interview you're playing, I've watched it back and forth as in fast speed, slow speed, the slowest speed you could, just to see their mouths and eyes, every little move they made. It was just like, I can't say it that deep. It wasn't that deep, but I'm just saying, I went through it quite a few times, and if you look at each one, they all look over to Brian when Brian's talking and when their own selves are talking and when anybody else is talking. They're all looking at Brian to make sure, and you can see Brian's mouthing the words that are coming out of their mouth. It's like, hello, people are blind. I just don't get it. I don't know how the poor O'Keefe family was like gaslit. Basically, I use that word so much these days, but they were like gaslit into believing what they believe, and I feel so bad because John O'Keefe, not John O'Keefe. I'm sorry, his brother Paul walked in, and when he first saw John laying there in the hospital, the first thing he said was, "He looks like he took 2 rounds with Tyson." Well, what do you think now? I don't know. I mean, I feel bad. I really do. I say a prayer for them every single night. I say a prayer for Karen, obviously, every single night.
Right.
I pray for everyone every night. So the world, even though I don't know them.
Well, listen,
listen,
sweetheart. We appreciate your call. We appreciate your call,
Yeah.
and listen. Good luck with everything. All right, and stay in
Thank
contact
you.
with the show.
Yeah.
Stay in contact with the show and call us again. All right.
Yes.
I will for sure.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
sorry I talked so much.
Nah.
Sorry,
Stop it. Stop. It's just been a long night. That's all.
I understand. Okay.
All right. Peace.
Take care.
Bye.
God bless.
Thank you for holding. You're live with J.F.K. and Kevy Kev.
What up?
Hey,
What up?
how you guys doing?
We're all right. Who's this?
This is Matt Parker.
What up, Matt Parker? Where you calling from, brother?
I'm calling from Maryland.
Oh, you from Maryland, huh? Where? Townsend? Where you at out there?
Well, I'm kind of like in the Glen Burnie area. I'm not
Is that-
exactly in Glen Burnie though. I'm in the quieter part.
Is Townsend near there?
Townsend's down the road from me. I used to live in Parkville. I used to live like a mile and a half from Townsend, but I'm pretty far from it now.
I like
Not real far. Townsend's great.
Yeah, it's
Townsend's
cool
great.
down there, man. I had fun down there, man. Yeah, so go ahead, brother. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the 227 How Long to Die in the Cold.
Go for it, brother.
Because I think I get that they didn't want to argue with fucking Ian Whiffen and Jessica Hyde in the last trial. But what I'm saying is a lot of people are missing. I work in technology. I work with engineers. I'm not an engineer, but I'm a pretty experienced manufacturer in tech. I've been doing what I've been doing off and on for like 20 plus years.
Okay.
Messed with a lot of technology. But I'm just saying from an engineering standpoint, like here's the this is like one of the most shadiest things I've seen in the Commonwealth pool. Because think about it. Would they, if that search was found in Karen Reed's phone, 227, How Long to Die in the Cold, would the defense team and the Commonwealth be arguing about it? Would they have experts opposing each other about it? Fuck no, they wouldn't. But what they actually did, what bothers me is,
You know what?
Ian
That's a
Whiffen,
great.
I'm sorry, I'll let you talk.
No. I'm just gonna say that's a great point. I never heard it put that way.
Ian Whiffen went to Celebrate to make them change their software to not show that timestamp. They would never do that for a defendant in any jurisdiction in this country. You would never see that, ever. But my thing is, how are you going to believe the work that they did? Because beyond all the technical jargon, what it comes down into a nutshell is they're claiming it's a problem with Apple's software and the Safari browser. Well, where do you get verification from that? Because Apple didn't tell you that there was a problem. You're just spitballing. You're just throwing up things to say, well, maybe there was a glitch with Apple. The thing that really seals it for me, though, is the fact that none of the other software companies changed their software to not show that timestamp. So there's not a consensus. And for me, like in my background,
20 years you've been doing this, right? You said?
Yeah.
So in your 20-year experience, did that Google search happen or it didn't happen?
I'm not a software expert. I build the things that go into computer boxes that the software runs on. I'm just saying from an engineering and a manufacturing and a technical standpoint, there's not a consensus because the other companies never changed their software. They never if you use their latest version, Richard Green told us in the pretrial hearing that if you use their version, it still shows the 227 timestamp. And the only one that doesn't is the one version of Celebrate that Ian Whiffen called the company up because he has connections. We all have connections. It's a small community. A lot of us have worked for the same companies together, apart, together again. Like it's what happens. You get connections. But I'm saying he used his connections to manipulate that software to not show that timestamp. But it's not a consensus because if it was, the other vendors and manufacturers would have changed their software and they wouldn't show that timestamp. That definitely happened. In my opinion, that definitely had. She definitely searched for how long to die in the cold. The other thing I'm going to throw on you is the reason why they put him out on the lawn. One of the reasons, there's a couple. I mean, culpability is the obvious one, but I think the other one is to throw off the time of death so that when the medical examiner gets a hold of the body, when they typically would like stick a big needle in your liver and take your liver temperature and walk it backwards. They threw him out in the cold to throw off the time of the death to basically help their own alibi, to help their own story.
Say that again?
I think they put him out in the cold when they did to throw off the time of death, to throw the ME off. And it worked because Scorbelli is like, well, he might have died from blunt force trauma and hypothermia. I never believed that last year. Last year, I always believed he was dead before he was put out there. And not for nothing, like common sense dictates, like the first thing they're doing is CPR. Why are you doing CPR? It's because he doesn't have a fucking pulse. Right. He's cold. It throws, you don't know how long he's been laying there. Karen Reed didn't know how long he'd been out there.
Right.
She had no idea. I think they did that to fuck with the ME statistics and
what's the ME?
Time
What's
of death.
The measurement or something?
Medical examiner, yeah, Scorbelli.
Okay, medical examiner.
Yeah, ME. I'm sorry, Maryland accent.
No. I should have known.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing down here. It's a medical examiner, and I think they did it to screw with the time of death, to screw with the ME, and it worked. It worked in the first.
What do you mean? Why would it screw with it though?
Because of the temperature.
Well,
of the liver.
Say you die in your house and you die at room temperature. Mm-hmm. It's real easy to backwards figure out when they get you. Say they get you 3, 4, 5 hours later. Mm-hmm. They can do the calculation. They can do the math and figure out, well, the body temperatures dropped this much. Lapizzato was talking about it in the trial. But the body temperature drops this much, and we can kind of figure out this is right exactly right, well, not exactly, but right around the time range of when you died. At room temperature, you get a much shorter range, like probably 10 to like 30-minute window. But if you put someone out in the cold and it's like 18 degrees outside, let them sit out there for hours, that's going to throw that all into the wind. Because the problem with your calculations are always going to be off because you don't know when they were put outside. You don't know when the one calculation she gave us in the trial, like if you're at room temperature or if you're alive and you're out in the cold, your body temperature falls at like, I think it was like 1.5 degrees per hour or something like that, maybe 1.5 to 2. But she's like, if you're already dead and then you're put into like the ice box, it makes sense. Your body temperature is going to fall a lot faster because your heart's not beating. It's not regulating your body temperature anymore. That's why they put him out there on the lawn. They knew what Brian A. knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. People like, it needs to be a 40, 50 person conspiracy. No, it doesn't. It's a Shakespearean conspiracy. It's a conspiracy like 4. And so you need about 4 or 5. That's it. You're good. Especially when you have the state police and the DA on speed dial. It's easy.
Right.
They trust you. They'll never suspect you. They'll never look at you. They'll never look at you seriously.
So when did you get into this? When did you get into this? When did you get into this case?
Last year, right before the verdict was read, and then I heard something on court TV about butt dials and destroyed cell phones, and then I started looking at it, and I'm like, well, is this a mob trial? Like, why are people deleting communications? Why are they claiming butt dials? Like, these are witnesses for the prosecution. I'm like, yeah, I smell some foul shit, like a cover up, like. And then, sure enough, I find out, well, cops are involved. I'm like, yep, cops don't ever investigate cops. They don't do it in my state. They don't do it in your state. They don't do it in all 50 states. They don't do it. You don't cross that blue line. Even if they're getting it on with 15-year-olds and they're strangling them in their own apartment in the same town a year before he died.
That's crazy, right?
Like, I smelled the stink instantly. I'm like, oh, this red flag, red flag right here.
My man. So how did you feel when she got free? When she got found not guilty? How'd that
I
make
cried.
you feel?
I cried.
Cried?
I actually cried. I had to walk outside. I was at work because I was listening to it in my earbuds. I just started tearing up. I walked outside. I want nobody to see me crying, like, because I felt for it, man. Like, she is like representative of all of us, all of us. That could be any of us, any day of the week. That's just what bothers me.
Yeah. Well, everybody's loving you in the chat, my man. What you say your name was again? Rick, right? No, what was it, Mike?
No, my name is Matt. I'm not going to give my
bad.
last name again. But
No,
yeah, I'm Matt.
Matt, I appreciate the call, my brother, and the insight, man. You call again. How long you been rocking out with me for? How long you been on the page for?
Sometime last year. I don't know if it was last summer or maybe last fall. It was somewhere after the verdict, because I did everything backwards. I didn't know about Turtle Boy. I didn't know about nobody. Right. I just heard a blip on court TV, and I started. But me, I'm always skeptical because where I come from, because we've seen a lot of wrongful convictions. We've seen a lot of corruption here in our state. And when I started finding out about butt dials and federal agents and cops and people destroying their cell phones, I'm like, oh no. Like, oh no.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. You're on it, Matt, and everybody's enjoying the phone call. And I appreciate you. Call back anytime, all right, my brother?
Right, Matt.
All right, man. You take it easy.
All right, talk soon, bro. Peace. Great phone call. Great phone call. You want to add to that real quick, my brother?
Man, he brought up some great points.
What was he talking about the medical examiner? Can you clarify that a little bit?
Well, like what he was trying to get at is like, I mean, I would say them putting his body out on the lawn and taking him out of the warm house. If he was left in the house and they found him in the house. When the medical examiner, by the time they pronounced him dead, he got, the medical examiner came in, they would, like he said, take an internal temperature check, which they would just stab him with a needle right into his liver and take the temperature of his liver. Now, you got to remember, I mean, look, they're taking temperatures from organs that are inside your body. So even though your body is getting shocked with, your heart not pumping, you're not producing it, you can't, it's not controlling and regulating your body heat. The temperature's going to drop. It's going to it's going to neutral out to whatever the room temperature is. I mean, and our bodies don't run off of that. By them putting them out in the cold, fucks everything up. Yep. Changes everything. It kind of almost, stops shit. You know what I mean? And it's going to seem like he was dead a lot longer. Because they're still going to take that internal temperature. And if he was out there on the lawn for 2 or 3 hours, it just, it changes the whole time. Now, I mean, you got a 30-year veteran of the Boston Police Department that has been in, criminal investigations. Brian Albert's been one of the people that have been standing in a living room from a gunshot wound or a robbery or a house invasion or a murder or a suicide. I mean, he's, he can handle that shit. Some people can't handle that kind of shit. He's seen way too much. He understands the game. You know, I mean, when that's your livelihood and that's your career, just like this guy, he just said for 20 years he's been, a technician. Brian Albert was a fucking detective for 25, 30 years. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing, and he knew that it would fuck up. Back to, Matt's point. They knew that they were going to disturb the investigation. And that's what it comes down to. It's just another speed bump in this investigation.
You right about that, Capo. You right about that, my man.
The other thing too is like whenever there's a murder or a traffic accident or a pedestrian getting struck by a car, fatality, any kind of fatality with an accident, vehicle involved, 90% of the time the state police are involved.
Oh yeah.
And that's another
in Massachusetts, they take it over.
They take right over, and I mean, in this case here, everybody's shaking each other's hand at some point in time. I mean, you can't get around that, fucking, they got pictures of people in at weddings, they got, fucking cookouts, I mean, it fucking block parties with fucking fire trucks. I mean, you just can't you can't get around none of this shit. I mean, we're not making this shit up.
Nope. Well, with that being said, I go by the name of J.F.K.
I go by Kevy Kev.
I appreciate you guys' time. If you guys haven't subbed up to my man, Kevy Kev, go over there right now. Kevy Kev 781. Kevy Kev 781. His Cash App is Kevy Kev 781. If you want to throw him something, say hi to him. Yeah.
Yeah, and to those of you out there that have checked out my Cash App, I appreciate that. You know, it's amazing.
What up? What up, Quap? How we feeling? Appreciate all you guys. Make sure you hit the sub button. Leave a comment. When you leave here, leave a comment. Go to any of my other videos. Go to any of Kevy Kez videos on my channel. Leave some comments. That's keep the algorithm going. Like videos, leave comments. You know, when you got the time, we appreciate your time. And with that being said, we'll see you next flight. We'll see you next flight. Big Bad Brian A, the pivot is on. We're on to all y'all. Peace and love.
Static Selector.